Greetings and salutations, everybody. Live from the Blue Sea Room here on the dark side of the moon. This is Oblivion Unchained. I am Rick. I'm the Loophole King. I will be your host today. We are going to be playing some D&D and having some fun today. A quick note that one of our players, Robert, is in the path of a natural disaster that is heading his way and may or may not be able to continue for the entire game. So, if you see Robert wink out of existence on the screen, please send your thoughts and prayers to him. We want to make sure that you stay safe today, Dave, Robert. And, all right, little housekeeping. We're going to be continuing our giveaway for Extra Life. Please donate to Extra Life. Great cause. November 7th is a charity stream for Extra Life. I'm still working out the details for that. It's still about a month away, so I've got some time. And then I will be hosting several one-shots starting next week, week after next, hopefully, week after next. Probably on Wednesdays and Mondays. Thanks to Zero Session. Great group of people. I had a chat with them. I'll be working in conjunction with their Discord and website to host D&D games for the foreseeable future. Great group of people, great community. Started by a couple, a married couple, during at the start of the COVID season. So, hey, Nor. Yeah, they're putting together a really nice community over there. Getting DMs to help run, help put DMs and players together for this thing that we love, our grateful hobby. Please don't forget to check out Comic Book World at comicbookworld.com. They are our sponsor for tonight, for today, depending on where you are on the planet. So wherever you are in the prime material plane. They ship within the contiguous United States. Check them out. They're the ones that are giving out our dice. They give away our minis that we hand out, like these minis. And they're a great group of people, and they're great friends of mine. So please take care. That being said, we're going to jump right into it. We're going to start with the introductions, starting with Sai.
Hi, my name is Simon Payne. Everybody tends to call me Sai. I'll be playing the Oread nymph, Echo Hemlock.
Manam.
My name is Muhammad Salama. You can call me Manam. I'm playing Triton, the name Orient. Hope to keep everyone safe.
Oh, you guys picked classes last week, week before.
Oh,
so,
yes.
what class did you pick, Sai?
I am a bard.
And Orient is a
Warlord.
warlord. Kind of fitting. Robert.
Hello, I'm Robert. I am playing Leon, the Leonin fighter. And yeah, he likes to walk in front and gets in trouble a lot.
And is allergic to rats.
Yes.
David.
I am David. I'm playing Dan, the Verdan Warlock, who is kind of paranoid but also really soft-hearted, and has this new pet little fish rat that we managed to catch that he's taking care of.
I seem to think I have a feeling that will be Dan's familiar when he reaches third level.
That is genuinely my thought.
Don't forget for his loving open the doors.
Oh, yes. Yes. If the adventuring thing doesn't go Dan's way, he will have a fine career in hotel management. Hospitality services, right, Dan? So, when we last left our intrepid crew, they had finished clearing out this basement of the rat infestation, not without taking a few beatings. It was a little rough goings there. Both Leon and Orient took a few lumps. The party waited for them to rest up, so they've been down here for a while. And it seems like Dan has found a secret door that they've managed to finally unlock, and it leads to a tunnel. So, as you guys move your way down this tunnel goes for about 200 to 300 yards, winding its way around, and then you appear out here. Put your tokens on here for you. Leon's in the lead. Then Orient. Then Dan, then Sai, right? So, as you guys get to the end of this tunnel, you find a ladder that goes down. You go down the ladder goes down about 15, 20 feet, and then you end up here in another hallway. What are you doing?
Moving forward. Probably trying to move forward quietly.
And
Yeah, I will tell Leon we come here only to get rid of the rats. If you didn't find anything, let's leave.
All right, I think Leon does see something around the corner there.
Leon sees a body.
I think we found something other than rats that we might want to look at.
Okay, let's see. I cannot see anything yet.
All right, we'll move forward.
I can't see the man.
Or you not have token vision again?
That mate.
Check your token. Vision. You do not have dark vision, correct? But you do have a torch? Or do you have dark vision? Sai.
I will tell to everyone to stay
Yeah. Hold on a second,
careful
guys.
from.
Sai, you there? I think we lost him.
No.
Can you not hear me?
Oh, there. Now we can.
Right.
I don't know what happened there. That was weird.
Okay.
I still can't see anything, mate.
Can you click on your token? I gave you vision.
Can't see anything. Literally, it's a grey screen. Let me try reloading.
Yeah, try reloading because it might be the problem.
It is on the left of the side of the map. If you go left.
Okay. It was just showing. It was just. There wasn't even a map for me to see. There was nothing for me to see at the time. It was just grey screen.
Oh.
So I'm just waiting for it to load up now. I've just tried to. I've just reloaded it, but it can take a moment or two to click on. Just move my token along. I'll basically be following behind
Sure.
Dan. Yeah, I can see now.
Okay. Yeah, you see what looks like to be a like a little campsite, maybe a dig site or something. There's a hole over in the over to one side, and there's a body laying next to some camping gear.
I will first. I will tell everybody to make sure not come close from this hall, and I will check this body. What? How did he die? What
Make me a
like
medicine check.
medicine? Medicine.
I can see something down here in this little tunnel down here.
You see a little crab walking around the edge of the water.
Okay, I'll point that out to our more martial characters and say, look, there's a fair-sized crustacean in that direction, fellas.
Hey, do you want me to go get it for dinner?
I'm just saying it's down there, and perhaps an eye needs to be kept upon it. But
Nope. Okay.
Orient. This thing looks like it was clawed.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
It looks like it was clawed and maybe chewed on a little bit. Some of the flesh is missing in pieces, and it looks like it's got or not so much claws, but maybe pinchers, which doesn't seem unreasonable considering that Echo just pointed out there's a small crustacean over there. Yeah, this is a fairly it's a little larger than a regular sized crab, but it's not too much bigger as you guys get over to it. Like, it's not like...
Can I check if it is claw there? I need to see if there are any steps, any movement, like he's the creature that killed that. Like I figure out now.
Oh, you want to look for tracks?
Yeah, tracks of the creature.
Nature check.
Okay.
Dan, what are you doing? Are you just eyeballing this thing?
Yeah, Dan's just gone down to the water and has sort of like crouched down next to it and is just looking and checking for any sign of it having any sort of bioluminescence, the same way that like the fish rat that he's found is like there's something in the area that's making animals unusual.
No, this looks like a normal. You see some little minnows swimming around. None of them look odd. It looks like it's next to a rock, like it's got its back up against a rock, like it's just waiting. And one of the minnows comes by, you see it snatch out real quick and grab one and start chewing on it. Orient, you don't see any tracks. When you do search the body, though, you find he's got a pack on him, which is a backpack. Are you gonna root through it, or are you just gonna take the backpack off?
I will look before I take the backpack. I will look inside what is inside the backpack.
Inside the backpack is a crowbar, a hammer, 10 pitons, 10 torches, a tinderbox, 10 days of rations, a water skin, and 50 feet of rope.
Useful equipment. I suggest we take it.
Yeah. Then I will take the backpack, and I will tell Dan if he saw something.
All right, so I will put that. Let's see, hold on a second. I will put that into your inventory.
And I will turn to the guys. I will tell them, this person died from some large creature by pinching him to death.
Sorry, that's the wrong one. Why did I put that one in there? My bad.
How long has he been dead?
Not sure.
Probably about a day and a half.
Very close, not far from a day.
Oh, bad luck for him, I guess. But what was he doing down here? Was he digging?
Yeah, if you look around, it looks like there's some sacks over there in the corner. It looks like he was digging. Maybe he was digging in this hole over here or something.
I'm going to take a look down the hole.
Make me a perception check. Or actually, what's your passive?
Hold on, let me get my sheet open. Passive, where's that listed? My bonus is +3, so 13.
13. As you get closer, you don't quite see anything. However, just as you approach it, you and this giant crab lock eyes. It has more than you. Roll for initiative.
Can I talk to him before?
Yeah, I
No.
did hear you say not walk away. You just didn't listen.
Yeah, I did. I remember. I like warned warned everybody not come close to this hole.
If somebody had to look down there eventually.
Like you can see, Orion said, Leon.
Hey, I found something.
Echo, you need initiative. If you're talking, Si, we can't hear you again.
Sorry, sorry, mate. No, I wasn't speaking.
Oh, I need you to roll for Nish.
The roll for initiative. My apologies. Let me click on there and click on the global combat status. Here we go.
All right.
Big 10.
All right. Orient, you see a giant crab poking its head out of the hole as Leon walks over and goes, "What's this?" Oh, crap, it's a crab. It's a big crab.
Yeah. Orient will try to talk to him, like if there's anything to calm him down. Is like I believe he's attacking immediately after he saw the big cat in front of him.
Yeah.
I believe he should understand. Like we are not
Yeah.
the enemy. We are just here come to look.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. 8.
Yeah, nope, he's hungry.
Ah.
And you hear him, but you can't understand him. He understands you, but you can't understand him. He doesn't seem to be. Are you taking any actions?
I will throw a club on him.
You know what?
I will throw the club on him.
The club? Okay, throw the club
Yeah.
at him. You miss.
Okay. I will tell this creature is hungry. I believe so. And Leon, be careful.
Careful's my middle name.
Dan,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
Okay. And Dan is basically going to step forward and just try to, like, with his quarterstaff, leverage under the crab and, like, tip it over onto its back.
Okay.
So, like, not trying to hurt it, just trying to, like,
Incapacitate
knock
it.
over. So
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah. Okay, give me a... we'll call this a grapple check. Or we'll call this a shove maneuver, so it'll be strength.
Okay, you got +1 on this, mate.
So that would be 12.
And this will... yeah, you managed to get it out of the hole a little bit. It's not completely on its side, but you do have half of it lifted up off the ground. So you will give your party advantage to attack it, and you will have disadvantage as long as you can hold it there. Anything else?
No, just generally trying to hold it in place and just looking around and going like, are we staying? Are we going?
Leon.
All right. I vote we stay as I run over and swipe at it.
All right, you have advantage. Thanks to Dan's quick thinking trying to flip it over.
And +1 on your attack.
All right. +1.
Success. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo.
Nice.
Yeah. Roll for damage there. Leon?
Oh, that's not built into the attack, is it? So I got to type that. It's 2d4 plus...
Yeah, if you click damage, if you click up there where it says claw attack, if you just click that damage, button, it should apply it automatically.
I don't have a damage button on mine. Yeah, I don't got that option.
There's something called roll attack.
Anyway,
Yeah, it should be.
isn't it +3, mate?
It is. I thought that was rolling two of them. Sorry. I'll learn how to do this eventually.
That's fine.
So that is a D4. That's a 3 plus a 4 plus a 3. That's 10.
Leon runs up and just claws the ever-loving crap out of this thing, and just because Dan's got it up on its side, part of its belly's exposed, and Leon just runs up and just claws right through it. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Giant Crab's turn. He will attempt to get free and not be flipped on his back. Dan, strength check, please. You do get a +1 to this still. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, so the crab wiggles free from Dan's stick. But it's not paying him any mind because the giant cat tried to eat him, and he is going to try to run away.
Hey,
So
where are you going?
he's trying to get back to the water.
I would like to swipe if I could.
Sure. You miss.
Okay.
Dan, are you going to try? Or are you going to let it run off?
Yeah, just gonna take like a sweeping overhead like crack and just like try to bring it down on top of the shell, almost like just like scolding it.
Yeah.
Bad crap.
Okay, go ahead. That will miss. He's got a pretty good armor class.
Even with a +1? Wow.
Yeah. It runs this way. And then it is Hemlock's turn.
Okie dokie, I'm going to use my bonus action to spire our Leonin friend. Leon.
Okay.
And
Leon,
then
you are inspired.
and for my action, I'm going to continue to sing cheerful songs so that everybody can get +1 on their attack.
Okay. We will use this for inspiration. So you were inspired. All right. And then...
And that's a D6, isn't it?
Yes.
So you've got a D6 you can add on your to hit or saving throw or ability check.
All right. Yeah, Orient.
Orient will say, if you left early, I will leave you, but you didn't give me an answer, and he will swap his scimitar on him.
All right.
16?
That hits
It hits her.
for 7. Plus, yeah, it's just a hit, not damage, right?
No, the hit is the damage.
Yeah. No. I mean the. Yeah. Okay. So doesn't look good. Looks like it's about ready to die. Dan.
Once again, just like kind of apologetically, just gonna basically try to just incapacitate it by like jamming quarterstaff horizontally in between like both of its pincers to just try to like block it and like hold it in place.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hi, buddy.
A non-lethal attack. Go ahead.
Okay.
So yeah, that's only an 11.
Nope, that misses. Bonus actions?
No. I don't think so.
A question: can I speak? Oh, okay, no problem.
Leon.
Yes, Leon would like to run over, jumping over his friend Dan, so that he can pounce on the crab with his claw attack.
Okay. The cat pounces.
+1.
That'll hit it.
Oh, that hits. All right, no need for inspiration.
No need to roll for damage either. What would you like? The poor thing had 1 hit point left. How would you like this to happen?
Just maybe just a single claw poking in the eye, something so keep as much of the meat intact as I can, because that looks delicious.
Okay. You guys are out of combat. You have a dead giant crab and what appears to be a hole that's being dug and some other assorted sundries laying around.
Aurent will look to this hole again and see if there anything like beside this crab inside the hole. Like why he was in that hole.
He was hiding in the hole because there was food. As far as the hole's about 5.5 feet deep right now, probably about 10 feet wide. Doesn't look like there's anything in it. You can tell it's being manually dug. Like this was not just like a random. Like the crab didn't do this. I mean, you can tell where the crab kind of dug a little bit, but you can tell this was done by hand.
By hand or shovel?
Shovel. By somebody was digging here. Leon, if you want to harvest some of the meat, or if anybody here wants to, whoever has the highest nature can roll to, or survival can roll to see how much you guys crab meat you get.
I have. I can assist. I have +2.
I got a +3 in proficiency.
Okay,
Okay,
so
I would suggest you go for it then, mate.
All right.
Yeah, survival with advantage.
All right. I am finding a rock and start cracking the shell open to get to the good meat. There's my skill. Survival. All right.
Wow. You managed to harvest every last piece that is. Luckily, between the scimitar hacking off one of the legs, a couple of the legs, which were right at the joint, which was helpful, you managed to harvest about 6 pounds of crab meat off of this thing.
I will tell Leon I have a backpack. If you wish to put it inside the backpack.
I'm sure if it'll hold you.
It's all around. Superb.
So, Manam, if you want to add that as a piece of equipment that you have and the consumables, here, I'll do it. Consumables.
I can do it, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just make a new consumable and call it crab meat.
Okay.
Do you want anything else off of this crab?
Any of the shell. Nah, I don't think anything would be useful off the crab.
Okay.
In that case, Dan's just gonna like pick up all the bits of shell that have mostly been cleaned out, and just like gently place them in the water so that the minnows can like eat any last little lingering bits, and just sort of gently sort of go like, I guess this is the way things go. Light and death, the circle, all that.
I
Eat up,
will
little
tell.
guys.
Yeah, I will tell Dan this is maybe her mother.
Yeah. The other crab kind of comes over. Now that all the minnows start feeding, the other little crab is out there eating healthily. There's also like a 5-foot ledge over here to the side that looks like it goes around as well.
So Echo, there's or Orient, you're the one that searched the body. There's nothing on him. Says what he was looking for. You don't know why.
No,
he was digging.
like I believe this crab come out and killed him.
I think he was digging the hole, so the crab killed him and then hid in the hole.
Is this some sort of over here? Is this?
That's a ledge. That's like a 5-foot ledge that goes up into another tunnel.
King,
Are you guys going to search?
crab-
Are you guys going to search the rest of the room, or just
Yes, I'm gonna go over here and search this collection of stuff.
All right, so everybody who's searching, give me a perception check.
King, the crab meat is 8.
6.
6, okay.
I'm gonna hop in the hole and dig just about a foot deep or so, see if there's anything just under the surface there.
Prayers 3. That's Leon. Why is it doing this? Let me see why this is doing this. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh.
Do you think that our employer knows that there was somebody digging down here? We only got hired to clear out rats, but if he knew and they're digging, is there something down here? Treasure, maybe.
The problem is there a door and it's open with the key.
So between you guys, you find some more just like random equipment and supplies. You find a couple of sacks. You find a shovel. And you find a small notebook, which... Hey, Earthen. How's it going? You find a small notebook, which is basically just looks like a bunch of random notes about look under the docks. There's it basically gives you the impression that this person was looking for a buried treasure of some sort. But the details are very sketchy because this person's handwriting is atrocious and none of the notes are in chronological order. They're just like haphazardly scribbled along the edges of things, and just like it's a disaster. But it does mention the cove, and it mentions a buried treasure inside the cove.
Would I get a sense of we're underground? We went into the
Yeah,
the
we're
warehouse.
yeah.
How close was the house to the docks?
You guys are probably at this point. You're probably a quarter mile at this point from where you've been. You're underground, but when you look out from over by the water, you can see light further out.
What time of day is it now?
Now,
Yeah.
it's turning. It's probably 5:30 in the evening. You guys spent like 6 hours laying around inside the basement.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. That's why I asked.
What is here?
That's a 5-foot ledge that goes up.
Perhaps if one of our taller characters might go have a quick shifty up there.
Yeah, I'll take a look up there.
Yeah, I will tell everybody. This guy searching for some sort of treasure. I'm not sure what is it, but are we staying here more? I can't believe we.
I mean, one thing we should definitely do is we should ask ourselves 2 questions. One, does the guy who owns the warehouse know about this back entrance in and out? Because that significantly changes whether or not he's going to be prepared to board up this egress, which is probably where the rats and everything came in from.
This corpse didn't have a key on it, did it?
Nope.
Orient will tell that when we enter here, we use his key to enter here. So I believe he know about this road. This person, I believe he used another way to enter here. And I believe when Dan said he heard something, I believe this person come to this wooden door and tried to open it, but he couldn't. So he returned here.
Leon, are you climbing up there or just looking?
If I can look by just standing, I will. Otherwise, I'll
Yeah,
climb up.
you can see over. It's a tunnel that leads around. You can't quite make the.
Is it possible that we were supposed to kill him? We got hired to.
No, I don't believe.
He didn't say rats specifically. He said vermin. He might have known that this person knew and that he was planning to break in here and come and maybe steal the treasure, and that's why he told us to come down here and that he expected us to kill him. I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's not a bad piece of paranoia.
Yeah.
I don't
Make Dan feel more paranoid. That's good. That's
No.
I will.
No.
It's not paranoia if they're really out to get you.
I'll,
No. The question is never whether or not you're paranoid. The question is whether or not you're paranoid enough.
Orient will come and will like go down Zini and tell Dan that I don't believe he will send some random people to his warehouse to kill another different random people. Like if he gonna send somebody, he will send somebody he knew to hide his. Like if that person, the warehouse owner, hiding something, I don't believe he will send strangers if he wanna hide something. And there's something Orient think of something, but he will not say because because he don't want to scare Dan more.
all right. So Leon, you saw this passageway. Are you going to climb up there and take a look, or
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go take a look around the corner.
okay, you can climb up there.
Not letting me move my token through there.
There you go.
By the way, I'm gonna take the shovel.
Okay. Leon, when you get over there, make me a perception check, please.
Perception, okay.
Yeah, once you get to the edge of the water. Oh, nope, you hear water.
I don't like water. Ooh.
Yeah.
Guys, there's just more water up here.
I will go and follow him.
Okay.
Dan, make sure nothing jump on you like a few seconds ago. And I will move. I cannot move up. Sorry.
There you go.
And I will ask Dan. Do you wanna come?
Dan is gonna like poke his head up over the top of this ledge.
Yeah. You can see Orient come down and pick Dan and put him aside.
You're gonna help. Good. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think it's probably better if we all stick together. We still
Yeah.
don't know what might be down here.
I will tell Leon. Give me a second. I will talk to this crab, and I'll tell him. Is there anyone else with you?
Does
Like,
anyone know that he can talk to animals, or does he think he's just crazy?
Yeah. It's hard to tell. You're not sure. That's entirely up to you.
Orient, I don't
You have to be in the water to talk to him, Orient. He's underwater.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then I will tell. I will tell Leon. Give me a second. Leon will jump in the water.
Okay.
Will tell him. Like he will ask him if there anyone else in this cave with him.
Gurgle, gurgle,
And
gurgle, gurgle.
if like just show me with your claw with your what's called this?
It's a crab.
Yeah, crab. Like show me.
Pincer, but claw can be
Yeah,
used.
Yeah.
claw.
As well. It's,
Like
Yeah.
if you know where is it, just point to that to me.
He just kind of waves his arm. He just kind of waves his things in the air, like I don't know.
And
Give me a perception check, Orient.
okay.
Hey Dan, I think our friend's a little kooky down there. He's talking to crabs.
So you see this little, this little dot right there.
Yeah.
That's a piece of wood. It looks like a pole that's sticking up out of the water, like a wooden pole. and you can kind of hear.
Oh, can
It,
I make a stealth check inside the water? Like don't want to be
yeah,
like I want to come close and be careful, nothing
yeah.
see me.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, you're amphibious,
And I roll bad.
and you're also wearing armor. So,
I'm wearing a leather armor, not like
yeah, but it does kind of hamper your movement a little in the water.
yeah.
Yeah, you can go around.
Oh look.
The water here, it gets a little deeper. It starts off about where you were was probably about 6 feet. Now it's starting to get about 8 feet deep.
I believe Orient have no problem with that.
No, it's not. You come out and you see more poles, and it looks like there's wood above it, like planks. Looks maybe like a dock or something.
Hmm. Can I like know where's this place exactly? Like, is that an exit or entrance or somewhere?
What do you mean? You're under
Like,
a dock
oh,
right
okay.
now. Yeah, you're under a wooden dock.
Yeah, Orient will not continue. Like, Orient's not the type he go alone, like very far away, and he will return to his party member and tell them he saw a wooden and like he will explain everything what he saw. Can
So
I
it
return?
leads out to the docks.
Yeah, I believe so. This place, I'm not sure what is it, but it's better to avoid it. I don't feel good about it, and let's finish our quest to get rid of the rat and know where the rat coming out, and I will look to Echo.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not sure. Do I tell him about the dead body?
Why not?
Because the door, the the idea is even if we open that hidden door, it was hidden. It shouldn't meant to be. We are here, and I don't. This person, if he doing something, I don't want him. Like, okay, take your money, and he sent some people after us because we know some secret.
The
Like
secret that a crazy guy was digging in the dirt?
an hidden place, yeah.
It occurs to me that this is a secret passage leading out of a brewery that leads down towards the docks. This might be a smuggling operation.
That thought had occurred to me as well, Dan. I think that this is a way that the gentleman who owns the warehouse can get goods in and out without having to necessarily pay the local taxes on it or smuggle in something particular for somebody. Um, and I don't think he's going to be best pleased when we tell him that we've dealt with everything that's down there, but he's going to get more visitors coming in if he doesn't block up the way he uses to sneak shit into his warehouse.
So it's the better is not to talk about it, and just let's get rid of like let's
No,
find.
I think what we do is we say we cleaned out your warehouse for you, and we found a hole in the southeast corner of it, which leads into another area, which is where they're coming in from. We've done our job.
Leon, give me a perception check.
Okay.
Cats ate
It's not,
water.
it's not dealing with meat. I don't care.
Yeah. Nope. So you guys have found a secret passage under some docks. From what Orient told you, it is possible for you guys to swim out to the docks.
Okay, but I mean, no. Let's rephrase that. It's possible for him to swim out to the docks. Is it possible for us,
Yeah.
who may only have a minute or two of breath, to be able to
Oh
do
no,
that?
no, no. There's air above the water. It's not a sunken.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. This
And
is.
how far does it lead approximately, or how far does it go? Do we know?
He said about 20 feet, 30 feet.
Right.
Like
And then
it's fairly easy. Like I'm not gonna make it's close enough. I'm not gonna make you roll for it. If that
Okay.
makes you feel better. Nobody's going to
Yeah.
die. Nobody's going to drown getting from point A to point B.
Yeah, but to be fair, I don't think we need to go up into the docks to prove that it's in the docks that's where it comes from. We know, and it's obvious this is where obviously where the beasties must have come in from. There's no other way they would have likely come in from.
So, what we decide, like I vote that we shouldn't tell him about this. We found out this secret hideout because if this, as you said, it is a smuggler and he's smuggling items that he don't want to be taxed, he will try to get rid of us to keep us in silent. Just let's finish our job and we return and find another work and just let's leave this place.
That was
Well,
just
we
to make sure there's no rats on
yeah.
the top floor of the warehouse.
We first search first area, like we only search in one area. For me, if you like, I will just continue searching for because I promised to see the source of the these rats where it come from, and
I think that it's fairly. Uh, Rats are synonymous with fox. And if you've got rats who have come through here, and there's a tunnel that leads into a warm, dry place where they can go and make a nest, that's exactly what they're going to do.
hmm,
I mean, I think it's obvious. We found the place where they're coming in from. It's from from the ledge and through down there. A rat could easily swim that distance, especially a giant rat.
All right, so we found the source. Let's go make sure there's no other rats in the rest of the warehouse, and our job's done.
give me a second.
Yeah, I agree.
Orient
Sure,
will ask.
I'll take all the time you need.
Yeah, just give me a second. I will just see one thing, and I will jump here, and I will give a fast look. Just uh, let's see. All of it coming to the same area.
Yeah, there's a. It looks like there's light coming from this area right here.
Where?
Uh, so this. Oh, here, let me move this. Approximately right here, it looks like there's a hole in the dock. Like you can see where the poles are, and it's like empty right here, so the light is shining through.
Hmm.
You can see that on your map where it's like,
Yeah, there are light coming out from above.
yep. You can,
I can't see if a few things here, boxes.
yeah, you can.
I
Can I
will.
suggest? Can I suggest? Oh, sorry, I'm not there. You carry on.
I will give. No, Orient will not do that. I will. Mm, I don't want metagame. Okay, Orient will be back, and will tell them that this hall will. It is connecting, and all of them are leading in the same area. Here,
Okay.
leading here. So I believe, yeah, it's this places, and we we leave. We continue our job.
In my opinion, we've done what we were hired to do, and we don't need to get caught up in this guy's smuggling ring and end up being on the wrong side of the law in the city, in my opinion.
Your opinion is perfect and a very excellent opinion. Orient, for me, I will take this opinion. Like, let's leave.
All right, so you guys are you guys heading back to the
Warehouse, yeah.
the brew house? Okay.
Yes.
We still need to check the top floors of that.
I mean, I'm not morally opposed to breaking the law, but I just can't see any point in doing so unless it's really going to save somebody's life or benefit.
Let me put you guys back up the top floor. There we go.
Yeah. Give me a second, guys. I will be back. Give me 1 second.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, you guys all come out into this room as usual. There you go.
The ground floor. Perfect. All right, and we're gonna give this place a thorough
All right.
10, 15 minutes.
All right. Everybody, give me a perception check with advantage, since you guys are spending the extra time to go through it thoroughly. Why is it still calling you guys player 3 and player 4?
But
I am pulling
pretty
it
pleased.
from our top of the screen. And it does say player 3 up there.
Say again?
I'm selecting it from up top. There's a some buttons up top that I'm selecting from, and the header on
Yeah.
that does.
Yeah, I need to. Let me check this right quick while we're waiting on him. Okay. So let's go here and do this. Let me spell his name properly. Assign. Update the
Dan, didn't you find a hole in the wall from the Porta John last time?
Yeah, from one of them. Although I don't know where
Did
that
we
would
find a
lead.
corresponding hole downstairs to that one?
I'm just like geographically trying to work it out based on the map because we went down like the stairs on the far side. So like I'm not sure where it would have been. But no, I don't remember us actually finding like where that hole led down to. So that maybe was something
That's
worth
worth
just
just
doing.
giving a quick. Yeah, that's probably worth giving a quick explore to, just to make sure we're going back with the right information.
All right. Now it should say your names.
Okay, let me give it a practice roll. There we go.
All of us or only Leon?
Hold on a
Sorry,
second.
but my check was 11.
Okay.
Yeah, my original one was
check was-
19.
Yeah. I'm not worried about those. I'm making sure that your
Names are up there.
your names and your. I have to assign the new tokens to assign it to that one. Okay, so now your prototype is done, and then just want to make sure
If
everybody's.
it's any help, I was seeing player 3 and player 4 coming up, and I now saw Leon and Dan coming.
Yeah. That's all right. I just want to make sure that when I put a token out there, that it gives you your name. Yes. Okay. Cool. Ta-da! All right. See, look at that. That was easy. So you guys search through here, and unless you plan on stealing from this gentleman, most of it is trade goods. However, who rolled the 24? Dan?
If we're going by my first roll was 19.
19. Anybody beat a 19? Orient?
I rolled a 20.
A 20. Okay. So all of you managed to notice while you guys were back here in this back room that there's a there's a hidden door back here. This little door right here.
Right.
It's open?
Fella.
Well, there's a door there.
Dan, door.
Okay.
As Dan click, 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 click. Yep, it's a door.
And it is open.
There's stairs. We can put these down.
Let's quickly check these as check down here as well. I think.
I don't believe it's hidden more than it's in front of us.
Okay, so you guys are going to come down. You guys are going to come down in a room that appears to be similar than this because I did not build a single room for this because it's dumb to do so.
Yeah.
To have an entire map that literally looks like the same room that's down here. But there's no doors. I don't know. I think I put Dan under somebody. Did I? Everybody move over somewhere. I think I put Dan on the wrong side. Yeah. Or it's stand on top of Dan.
No, I'm still seeing the top floor of the brew house.
Yeah, I gotta.
Yeah, me too.
You guys come.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you enter a room that looks kind of like the one that you found the thing in, except there's no door here. It's just a simple storeroom. And inside it, you find an abundance of what you would assume to be items that are not entirely legal in the city.
Fell off the back of a ship, sort of thing.
Yes. There's...
So basically us.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. There appears there's some gold here. There's a little bag of gems. There's some artwork. Cask of fine wine. You get the gist, right? Contraband.
Okay.
We need to leave. There's nothing for us here.
No, I don't think we steal from this guy. It would be a bad move because that would give him a reason to send bad people after us. So
And I'd rather
it's
have
good. We leave the place unmolested. We don't tell him we found it. But if we decide to ever leave the city and never come back, then maybe there's one place that we can get some quick emergency funds if we need to. Just say it.
Might as well check for rats while we're down here.
I don't know why it's listed me as player 4 again, but Dan was
no.
specifically looking to see if he could spot the hole he'd spotted before of where the light was bleeding through, just so that that's something we can report back would need to be sort of patched over.
Yeah, you don't need to roll for that. Yeah, you see it. It's over in this corner, the upper right-hand corner. You see a little hole. It's not near it. From this section, you can see it is probably the size. It's probably a little bit smaller than a baseball.
Right.
But this area is well lit.
I believe we better leave, and Orient will. Dan and Leon believe there's nothing here for us, and we better not touch this place.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then I will turn. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say real quick, we skipped over that map, but when we came out of the tunnels before,
Yeah.
I think Leon tried to return the door and the stuff blocking it to the way we found it.
Oh, yeah. I assumed that you guys would hide it the same way you done. Now, whether you hit it as good as he did, meh. No.
Yeah. Leon did it.
Leon. Whoa, Leon did it perfectly because that'll never come back to bite you in the ass.
So I will turn to Echo. So the plan it is when we reach there, we do you wish me to talk to him? Are you gonna talk to him?
I'm quite happy to talk to him and explain everything. I just want us to all agree before I speak to him that everybody's happy with what I'm going to say.
To me,
You're killing me, David. You're killing me. All I can hear is click, click. So I'm saying something, and all I hear in my head is, "There goes Dan. Close the door. There goes Dan. Close the door." No, it's awesome.
I believe we just tell him that We're gonna tell him about the holes we found,
Yeah.
and
And tell
we
him.
tell him
Yeah,
that we
look, we tell him that we went down to the we okay. We tell him that we found the hole. We tell him that whatever is coming from down that hole, that's where the rats came in from. We've cleaned all of the vermin out.
Dan saw a hole in the outhouse that we couldn't find the opposite side of.
Yeah. Dan,
so
or
we'll not tell them about the
we as a
door.
what the secret door? Fuck no.
Yeah, that no, not the second one, the first one.
Yeah, that's reasonable. We would have seen the hatch. We were checking the walls down there for holes. We would have seen
Yeah.
the hatch. We don't have to tell them we went through it.
Yeah. We tell them we searched the first floor and we searched the bottom floor. We ensured that there are no vermin anywhere in the building, and we've identified the place where they've come in from. And that's what we say to him. If he asks us, "Did you find out where they came from?" we say we assume from down the tunnel from the docks, and don't explain why we know that unless he asks us to explain.
I
And
think
that
it's very risky to mention that we've even been down there. If he knows that we know it's a smuggling route, then that's something that he might hold against us. I think it's better if we just say that we found this panel and it was locked, and we assumed that that was what the key was for, and that it's very, very smart of him to have already identified where the rats seem to be coming through, but that he may want to hire somebody to reinforce it to make sure, because some of them seem to still be sneaking through.
Yeah, I'll yes, okay, we'll do that. Do
Okay.
we want to give him the key we found?
What key you found?
No,
we
he
find
gave us
it?
a key.
Gave us a key. Okay. Yeah.
Leon would
He
like
gave
to
us.
check upstairs before we leave. I
Huh?
think there's still top four here.
No, there's not. Just ignore
Okay.
those.
All right, cool.
Yeah, those stairs lead up. Don't worry. So
Okay,
back
well,
to the fat goblin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we will hit return to the fat goblin.
And by now it's probably just about early evening. Because we were, 20 minutes to half an hour down the road.
Oh, hey, just a second. Guys, I'm going to have to take a quick break. Real quick, there's somebody at my door.
All right.
We will be right back.
Okay.
And we're back. Sorry about that brief interruption. The son's girlfriend's grandma was here to pick her up. So let's put Echo back out here. Orient.
Oh, we've taken positions inside.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do not see you at all. I don't see your tokens at all. That's weird.
I see all four of them. There's two of us that
Here.
did the bar.
Huh.
There's two of us. There are Dan and Leo are in the table in the far bottom right corner, southeast corner, and
Let me try
Orient
something
and
here.
I are standing at the bar.
Ah, there we go. All right, so I'll remove the extra Dan, the extra him. There we go. Yeah, for some reason it didn't load my tokens. Didn't load anything. Yeah, I was like, that's weird. She is not here. She's up there. This person's over here. So it's there. This guy's over here by himself. Just rearrange them so it doesn't look the same. All right. So what you doing? Hey, how's it going? Did you guys take care of my vermin problem?
Yes, we did. We searched. We searched the warehouse. We had a look around. We found a number of different vermin, all of which we disposed of. We figured out that the way that they're all getting in is through a hole in the southeast corner of the basement of your warehouse, behind a couple of barrels. You need to get somebody in there to board it up, so that nothing picked it.
What, the door to the cave?
Yes.
Oh. Are the rats on the other side of the door?
There weren't any when we listened at the door to make sure. We did open it, and my Triton friend here, sniffed the sea breeze, and so we assumed it must have, wherever the caves lead, the rats are getting in through that way. We just closed the door up and let everything down there.
Oh, okay. So there's no way to keep them from getting in. Is there any other way they're getting in? Because that's pretty solid.
We searched all of the all of the downstairs and all of the first floor to see if we could find anywhere else. We were unable to find. The only place that we figured that it could be coming in from was from that particular location.
Oh.
And we did deal with the problem.
Oh, okay. Well, then he reaches down, he grabs his little sack, he's like, well, here's your money. Thanks a lot.
Excellent. So,
I mean, if you guys are...
at all, if,
I got a friend that's looking for some hired help. If you guys are interested, I set something up with you tomorrow.
We'll talk to you that. Yeah.
I mean, do you know what kind of job this is?
Oh, I don't ask questions. But he's a respectable businessman. He's a respectable businessman.
Fair enough. Of course he is. Who would suggest otherwise? Yes. When would you be able to set up a meet and greet?
Tomorrow at lunch.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Orient will pick up the coins and will hand the keys back. This is your keys. Don't forget it. It will.
Oh, thank you. So
You're
trustworthy.
welcome. You're welcome. So I will take. Do we fit with? And yeah, I forgot. Can you have our meal? I believe I paid for it with 2 days.
Yes. Holy crap!
And
There's all the wall. There's all the wall. Did you guys see that on the stream? I just want to point this out. You're watching the stream. There's all the walls for the building that are not even remotely near the.
Orient will hand every one of us 15 gold.
Awesome sauce.
15 or 50?
15.
50 on 5.
Thought we were told on the front end that we'd be paid 50.
No, no, no.
We
60.
negotiated
Well,
up to 60, so that splits evenly 15 for each of us.
Okay.
I talked to him and I told him there there's no way he will send us for that high for some just normal rats. So I told him to raise it. So he raised it to 60. So every one of us take 15.
Yeah.
And I will tell them he offers a new job. Where I don't know exactly what's the job, but he told us the person who offered the job, he's very respectful man.
Mhm.
I will said tomorrow at morning we're gonna for me I will go to the market. I believe I need to prepare and buy few items, and I believe we better prepare for everything. And if you have something to buy, buy, but don't waste all your money.
As
With the prices
he gives a side eye little glance to Hemlock to Echo,
of
who literally is like, "Oh, I got money, so let's spend it."
So I don't know. By the way, I didn't know about what Echo did. Like Echo didn't tell us. So Orion doesn't know. Just and
no,
he generally.
Orient is very aware because she's wearing all her purchases.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, you're very
So
aware that that stuff costs money.
Orion.
She's basically she's now dressed in kind of rust-coloured leggings, long tan leather thigh-length cavalry boots, a sort of mustard yellow tunic, and a dark brown hooded cloak with the hood thrown back. She's completely kitted out in quite nice clothing now.
So tomorrow we're gonna prepare ourselves at morning. I will turn to Leon. I believe using your claw is good, but I believe you need a good weapon. Maybe a sword.
Or
That's
an
not
axe.
a horrible idea. I could pick something up like that, something simple.
And I will turn to Dan. I will look to him. I believe the staff is very good for you. Do you think if you want, do you want anything, Dan?
It would be maybe helpful to have something pointy but more solid than a stick. If there's going to be more locked doors, I will see if I can find something like that.
Maybe a spear or javelin might help you.
I was thinking something smaller, more like a tool sized, to help me with if we have more locked doors in the
Oh,
future.
yeah. By the way, Dan, I need to talk to you about that. And he see him coming close to the table. Dan, not everyone will be appreciate opening door, especially if it is locked. But I will search. I understand what you want, and I will search for tools to help you when we need to unlock something to need. But you need to be careful which door you're gonna open. Just I want to be
And Dan's
careful.
gonna tap his head, and you're gonna get like a little message telepathically that's sort of just the simple concept of like, I know, I will be careful. I will not do it unless you give permission. And that once again, just that point of like, I'm very good at convincing people not to kill me.
So yeah, I will. Our food will come. If I believe everyone hungry, so I order our food. It will come to service our food and our drinks, of course.
Okay,
So
you're yeah. Go
just to
ahead.
make sure, anything else
Maybe we should eat or sell that crab meat because it's probably going to start smelling at some point.
for tomorrow morning?
All right, crab for breakfast.
Okay. Believe that's all.
Oh, she's huge.
The giant walks through the door.
Oh God.
There we go. All right. Sorry, you guys continue. Your food comes. And he hollers over to you, "Hey, you guys want your food or not?
Sure,
Yes.
bring it over.
You guys, no, you come over and get it. That's not now that. Do you see anybody else working?"
Leon will go grab the
Yeah.
party's food.
Yeah, I will bring the. I will help Leon with holding the tray and the drinks with it, of course.
Yes.
And I will bring the food and put it. Yeah. Then I will ask him. Give me a second, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No. It is a bad idea. Yeah. It is a bad idea.
Why? Nothing's a bad
I
idea.
thought. No. I thought it is. It will. It will be bad idea. No. Like in the way. Like. Oh. Okay. Yeah. It will be. How I called it. It will be opposite what we tell him.
Right, okay. So, yeah, don't do that then.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah. So you don't want to. You don't want to risk your. Uh,
Told you. Come to the morning. Really bad luck.
Dan is going to take like a piece of the bread that's sort of been served with the dinner and just like tear little chunks out of it and just like poke it through the bars of the rat cage that he's made. Just so that these little morsels so the little rat fish can.
oh yeah, he
sort of
totally
nibble
he
at.
totally licks them up. So why
Oh,
you?
you brought that thing inside?
It's in a cage. I've got it under control, and I've just got like sat on the chair next to me. I'm just gently fussing over it.
Leon moves to the other side of the table from it because he starts sneezing. He's so convinced that he's allergic to rats that he's sneezing now.
This one is a rat fish, so you should only be half allergic.
I guess that's why I haven't fallen unconscious yet.
I will look to Leon. Leon, I don't believe you're allergic from rats.
Well, how else do you explain what?
Both of us fall. Don't worry.
Oh no. Oh no, what if you're allergic to fish?
No, I think I'm all right.
Yeah, he's got a shellfish allergy.
I handled shellfish just fine.
Yeah.
Yes, you guys are eating, and then you see. Let me get these out here real quick. And fix his size once again for some reason. I don't know why it keeps making him huge. Like that's requires a little.
So these two new people,
3.
and 3 new people come in.
All right.
Do we clock them as soon as they come in?
Yes. So here is the first one. A nice an elf. A tabaxi, and another elf. And they walk in, and they seem to be quite. They seem to be quite road weary.
It's like a Friday night.
And they sit at this table and yell. The tabaxi yells, "Barkeep!" And he's like, "What?" Like, "Drinks." "Yeah, I got them. If you want them, come and get them." Tabaxi kind of humps and starts making his way over.
How well equipped do they look?
Very well equipped. They are not.
Honey,
They are not
give me the
new. They are not new to
paper
this.
and the malt vinegar from the cupboard. I would go and get it, but I can't.
I would like some malt vinegar too.
Sorry, I was trying to mute that. My apologies.
I'm just messing with you. He orders some drinks and heads back over and sits down. And they seem to be a little tired.
I guess Leon, once they're about halfway into their first drink, I'll walk over and talk to him.
The moment he move, I will tell him, Leon, please don't pick any fights.
Why would I pick a fight?
Yeah, just be careful. They are very armed.
Okay.
And
I have arms too, and I hold up my arms.
yeah, you know what I mean, Leon.
Okay, thanks for the warning, Dad.
I didn't mean that.
Hey, hail and well met. How are you folk doing today?
The tabaxi looks at you and goes, "We're tired. Hi, greetings. Is there something we can help you with?"
You just had a distinctive appearance about you. I thought I'd come over and strike up conversation, ask you about your story.
We don't have a story. That's our story. We just want to have a drink, eat, and get some sleep. We got a long road ahead of us.
Oh, where are you heading?
Not here.
Not here.
Notice
where'd you
that the two elves. You notice the two elves are looking at each other, and then kind of looking at you, and then looking at each other. We came from also not here.
well, then you're going back to where you came from, I guess.
Yes, that would be the case.
Recently, I walked over. He's checking out their equipment, their armor, their bags, anything identifying patches, insignia, anything like that.
No insignias. The elf, the male elf, of course, is equipped with what appears to be a very exquisite white longbow, and his quiver that's hanging off of his that he's got slung over the edge of his chair has all the arrow shafts are white with red plumage on the back. The tabaxi is dressed in, and he's dressed in leathers. The tabaxi is dressed in a scale shirt and has a short sword on either hip. And the female is dressed in a breastplate, a shiny silver breastplate, and she has a mace with looks like it's almost like there are hooks on it, like they're supposed to be spikes, but it looks like they're all bent at the end. Like it's made that way, not like that she's just been using it a lot. Like it's made to really kind of tear at the flesh when it hits.
Nasty.
And she has a shield that's leaned up against the table.
Well, I just thought you guys looked weary. Thought you might like some conversation. You guys want to share some drinks and some stories? We got a table in the corner over there. Just come on down.
No, like we said, we're just gonna grab a drink and go to bed. But thank you.
All right. Best of luck in your travels.
Dan, what are you doing? Just standing there.
As Leon's going to sort of step away, Dan's just going to quickly, sort of nervously, just ask going, "You've been traveling. Have you noticed any weird creatures on the road? Anything like this?" And he's just going to gently hold up the cage with the little ratfish inside. I found this one, and I don't know whether it's a problem in the area that there are these creatures that are not like the other ones. I just wanted to know if you'd seen anything.
As you start talking, the tabaxi kind of you can tell he's turning to tell you to go away, and as he looks, he kind of tilts his head a little bit at the ratfish, and then lets you finish without interrupting you. Like, he looks like he's about ready to tell you to go away. Like, the words are almost out of his mouth, and you're like, have you seen anything like this? And he's like, oh, that's... And then you see him motion to the female. He's like, can you set that on the table?
Do I need to? You can see him really well from in here.
Well, it's so we can all get a better look at him. You can leave him in the cage. We won't
Okay.
harm your pet, we promise.
Gently set it down and like take a step back. But I've got one hand gently moving down into my pocket where the mummy hand is.
So you see the elf, the male elf, leans forward and kind of sticks his finger in there, kind of like tries to pet it a little bit, and the ratfish is not entirely sure what's going on, but since you've probably pet him a couple of times, he's kind of okay with it. And then you see him turn to the other elf, and do you speak Elvish?
I don't believe I do.
Okay. So he says something to her, she responds, the tabaxi responds as well, and he looks at you and goes, where did you find this creature?
Nearby, down near the water.
It's very interesting. I've never seen anything like this before. Well, I mean, I've heard stories, but there's not much truth in stories. So you found it near the water. Did you find any others of its kind?
No, I mean there were some normal rats in the area as well, but none that were like this one.
Very curious. I believe you found a chimera.
Chimera? I've been calling it a ratfish.
Well, yes, it's a ratfish, but the proper term is it's a chimera rat, or chimera fish. I would assume it's be chimera. I would call it a chimera rat due to the fact that it's based on it. Most of them are magical creatures. Some of them are the results of experiments from mages and alchemists. Others just kind of spontaneously show up in the wild. I've never seen one like this before, but I've like I said, I've heard stories of them. Is there any mages in town?
Are you done with this?
We only came here a couple of days ago, so I wouldn't know. I would need to ask some people. But thank you for your time and for your help. And it's gonna snatch the cage and just scamper back over to the table.
Okay.
Yeah. While the moment Leon gets back, I will ask him, "Where's Dan?"
I don't know. He's probably doing things.
Oh, he's here. Just. Oh God. We make sure not. It's better for us not to be alone. Like if everyone leave place, then another person with them, just to be safe.
I didn't leave. I was just across the bar.
Did you see how armed they are?
Yeah, but I mean, we're in a bar. We're not in a combat zone. I talk.
I don't know about them. I'm not sure. Just
Figure out who we are if we don't
yeah,
talk.
yeah. You're right. You're right. Orient will apologize. I'm sorry. I'm just after I get bit by these rats. I felt scared. I felt don't want anybody get hurt. I don't want anyone die in front of me. When I saw you fall first, I was really scared. This is the reason I'm little bit in this way for the moment. Just give me a moment. I'm sorry.
Well, they helped a little. They told me that apparently this is a chimera, that it might be a magical experiment kind of gone wrong. I don't know if there would be any mages in the area, but I mean, this is a city. There might be at least one, right?
That makes sense. I mean, do we want to alert any wizard that is powerful enough to create one of these to the fact that we know that he's performing these kinds of experiments?
I don't know why, but I feel like it's important that somebody might have done that to me. That I
What
might
to
be an
do?
experiment too. I can do these things and I don't know how. It doesn't feel like it comes from me. It's like it's coming from somewhere else.
Don't worry, Dan. I'm sure every one of us have something special. Like I will tell him, I can breathe underwater. Leon can claw things with his hands. Echo can sing a beautiful songs. Everyone have something special. You have something special, Dan. I don't believe there's something someone did experiment to you. You are special, Dan.
Okay. It's
This
probably right. We don't want to go poking into anybody's business if there's no need to. But if we could maybe ask a question in town, if anybody knows, it would just be good to know.
Absolutely. I'm just playing devil's advocate and suggesting that there may potentially be negative consequences to alerting a wizard who is powerful enough to do this to the fact that we know he's performing these experiments, and depending upon how people in the local area see him, see how these kinds of experiments, if they're cool with it, then there's no problem. But if you get burnt at the stake or chased off by peasants with pitchforks if they found out he was doing this, then us knowing about this is potentially going to be an issue for him. You know, I, I, it would be very interesting to find out more about it.
I think for the moment we were going to go shopping in the morning and
Yep.
then come back for this meeting about a new job. So it's just maybe while we're in town shopping, we can ask a couple of questions about like, hey, what kinds of shops do you have here in the city? Are there shops that sell magic things? Maybe
Any
that could
exotic
be.
pet stores?
I think that's a good idea.
I will turn to Echo. I'll tell her. Then, Echo, I don't believe you don't need anything from the market. Just I'm assuming if that's okay. If you don't need anything, you can go with Dan to see
Oh, I'm
what
happy.
we have,
I'm happy to accompany Dan.
and me and Leon will go to the. I need to go to the blacksmith to buy weapon, and I will look to Dan or Leon. I said, if I will ask Dan, do you need anything like a small dagger? I'll
Yeah, I have my stuff. I think for the moment that will do.
Excellent. Then I will turn to Leon. I believe me and you will see if we can buy some good weapons. Can
I think I know where a good blacksmith is. Me and Echo visited there earlier.
very good. And I think I told you we're already booked to the night. So yeah, I already told you.
All right.
Cool. Well, I'm happy to accompany Dan. I've pretty much spent all the money I want to spend at the moment, unless something sparkly catches my eye. But otherwise, I'm pretty good.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I was just checking your sheets. It looks like your trinkets are gone on some of your sheets. Or can you guys see your trinkets still? Dan has all of his.
I can see.
Yep,
I
I've
can
seen
see
mine.
mine.
Leon, what about you?
No, I don't think I see those
I don't know. That's
It is in the equipment.
down though.
Hmm?
Oh no, I see small insignia, charm necklace, tiny carved chest. I got them.
where are they at?
Oh well, I now see 4 tiny carved chests.
Yeah, you can delete a bunch of those. I don't see them. That's what I was saying. It's like,
Inventory under general equipment. So in there with my studded leather armor.
uh, yeah, no, I don't see them at all. That's weird. Okay, as long as you can see them. Yeah, delete the other tiny chests. I was trying to add them to your character sheet, but I can't. I don't know. That's weird. Things happen.
Cool, we can hide things from the DM.
Yeah, apparently so. It's weird. Like sometimes things happen. You're just like I was trying to look at them to see what you guys all had because I'm trying to remember them all, and I was like, oh, okay. So, yeah. So you guys are going to head to bed. These people head off to sleep.
I think Leon would hang around and be the last one to go to bed, maybe.
I mean, after we finish dinner, I wouldn't mind spending 2 or 3 hours just performing in the inn to see if I can make a few coins.
Sure. It's not really busy. A couple people come and go. Make me a performance check. Yeah, you make. You make 5 silver.
Oh, I'll take that.
So you guys head to bed with the knowledge that you guys are, at least for the moment, going to continue to be gainfully employed.
Yeah.
Everybody take a long rest. You rest peacefully. Dan.
Before he
Oh,
beds
yeah.
down for the night, Dan's got like the chimera rat fish in the cage sort of rested on the nightstand beside the bed, and is just like checking in on the little creature and like reaches out with his telepathy a little bit, just to sort of wonder, like, I wonder what your name is, little guy. I only came up with mine a couple of days ago, so you should probably have one too. And then like there's a voice in his head that he's like not 100% certain is the rat. It seems to be coming from somewhere else. It's like this very deep, almost intimidating voice that gives the name Luxman. And Dan like goes eek, and like instinctively dives under the bed and is like down there like held up in a ball for about an hour. Doesn't hear the voice again at that point, and so then like creeps out from underneath. I just checks on the rat again and just sort of says like there says the name Luxman, and the rat like pokes his head up just a little bit, and then goes back down and curls up and goes to sleep. And so Dan like gets under the covers and does the same, like curls up and just huddles under the blankets.
So Dan, while you're sleeping, you are you're not really you start to wake up a little bit. you're in the room that you're in, but it's all hazy, shadowy. There's this like billowing fog kind of obscuring the lights. And you hear a voice that says, "You owe me a debt."
Okay. And then it's just again still like huddled under the covers, just like breathing really heavily and just being like, is it this? And Dan's gonna reach down into his pack and take out like the brass orb with the runes on it, and just like poke one hand out from under the blankets.
No, I gave you that for a purpose. You need to find where it belongs. I won't wait long. And then you get a flash of you being on a ship in shackles, and then water rushes in over you, and you're like swirled around inside the water. You bump off a couple of rocks, and then you wake up in a cold sweat.
And Dan's gonna like rummage around in the bed covers and find that the orb's not actually there, and then like reach down and find it's still in his pack where he'd left it, and just be like too like stressed out and anxious to go back to sleep, and so just gonna like light a candle on the bedside and just be looking at the runes again, and just be sort of like was just spinning it in place like a Rubik's cube, like making absolutely no progress.
Yeah.
But just trying to determine if there's any kind of like insight you can gain about like where this thing belongs, where it would have come from, where it needs to go, are the directions written upon it, and it's like again just he's too freaked to be making like any kind of meaningful deduction here. So
Yeah. The rest of the night goes uneventful. Dan, you did manage to get your long rest. You do stay up as much as you can, but you do drift off and just kind of like do that where you're asleep for like a half an hour and then you just kind of pop yourself back up again. So I see Orient and Leon took their long rest. Echo, did you take yours? And Dan, you can take yours. Make sure everything's set.
Before he sleep, he gonna wrap the meat with a cloth to like or not through it, like open in the air. Like Orient will wrap the meats for tomorrow if he can find somewhere to sell it.
Sure. No problems. Your instincts on how to keep this as fresh as you can. You go downstairs and ask if he's got like a barrel, like a half barrel. You could put these in with some salt water, and he's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever. Go over there." And you find some salt and you dump it into this jug and you put the meat down. You stuff the meat down in there, and seems secure. You head back to sleep. You guys wake up in the morning, mostly refreshed. The travelers from the night before are already gone when you awaken, and there are no patrons in the bar or the inn. The guard guy seems to be sleeping on the table when you guys come downstairs. You see the orc
Good
there.
morning.
He's like, what? Hi.
Good morning.
Oh, yeah, if you say
Morning.
so. No breakfast this morning. My stable boy didn't come in, so I've got nothing. I got some leftovers from last night, or something.
Perhaps if you just send some fruit juice over and some cheese, that would do.
I'll take the leftovers.
I will get water and some leftovers, okay?
Yeah, he gives you guys the, it's slightly warm leftovers from last night. Like, Leon doesn't have a problem with it. Leon's like, yeah, food, got it. The rest of you may, your considerable palates may be a slight more sensitive to the chewy, reheated mystery meat from last night.
Bread and cheese and some fruit juice, please.
Yeah, he gives you whatever you order. He gives you at the counter. He doesn't have a barmaid in here, at least not at the moment.
Fine.
Yeah, I will bring it to the guys. I will come.
By the way, just quick process thing, but apparently bards don't have to prepare spells. They just cast them off their spell list.
Yep.
Yeah, you learn them each level.
Yep. That's the thing that happens.
Which is awesome, because I actually thought I had to prepare all my two of my four
No.
first level spells.
No, you just get to pick which ones you need at the time. You just have a small. You get to do that because you have a much smaller selection of spells.
Well, I think a bard spell list is you've got about the same number as you do with most of the other spell class. It's just that most of their spells are not offensive or directly offensive.
Yeah, it's just that you don't get to prepare from the full list. So like a cleric can at the beginning of each day decide like I need this, this, and this because they're praying to their god and asking for the things.
It's only the ones that
Whereas
you
a bard,
know.
it's like you pick up bits and pieces of spells as you're traveling. You're picking up stories, you're picking up songs, and you're picking up like, oh, I can do this thing. And then you can trade that out once per level up. You can swap out one of the spells you know for something else. And so it's you're versatile in some ways, but not as versatile as like classes that prepare their spells because they can literally pick like anything. So you're like somewhat specialized and versatile at the same time.
Yeah,
which is like
your spell list is about half of what a wizard's or sorcerer's spell. About half of what a wizard's spell list is. It's really condensed. Oh yeah, wizards get a ton of spells. But they have to memorize them and pick which ones they want for the day. You get less spells to choose from, but you can just go, I know all of these. I need to be able to breathe water. And the wizard can go, well, I need to breathe water too, but I didn't memorize that today. So you guys are out of luck. Guess we're swimming.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure that water breathing's a ritual.
Yeah,
So
they fixed. They
can.
Yeah, they fixed that. But I'm just saying, like it used to be, like you just showed up, and went, guess we can't breathe water today. Guess we're taking a rest until I can cast it tomorrow. That's the way it used to be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a ritual. Water breathing, water walk, identify. They turned a lot of those situational ones that you never really get a chance, that you would never memorize just randomly, into rituals. So you didn't have to do that anymore. It's a nice upgrade, to be honest.
Yeah, I do like that.
I love the bard's ritual casters as well. So if you're a bard and you know that spell, you can basically just sing Under the Sea, and then people can
Yes, Under the Sea. That's the tune we're going with. So you guys finish breakfast, and he says, "Yeah, this guy will be in at lunch." So,
Okay. Well, I'll. In which case, this is what, about 9 o'clock in the morning, something like that.
yeah, about 8,
about
8-ish.
About 8, and we're due back here around about 1-ish for lunch with this guy to meet this other merchant.
Yeah, noon-ish, high noon.
Okay, that's fine. We're going to pop out and do a little shopping. We'll be back a little bit later on.
Okay.
And I assume at this point, Orient and Leon are going to pop off to the blacksmith and go and do the shopping that they want to do with the weapons. And Dan and I are going to go off and do whatever shopping Dan wants to do.
Sure.
Leon and Orient, do you guys want to
Yeah.
do your blacksmith bit first?
Yes.
I did it again. Hold on a second. It did not give me. Oh, there we are. Let me remove all these tokens here because these are your player 1, player 2 tokens, I believe. Yep. And I will return you to your proper selves now.
Upgraded.
There you go.
Cool.
Where do you feel like going?
Leon knows where there's a blacksmith. That's saw the guy walk out of.
Yeah. He's over here.
Yeah, I will follow Leon.
Yeah, it's that red building in the corner.
Okay. And Dan, I will tag along behind you. So if you want to move to wherever it is you want to move to, I'll move with you.
Dan stepped away for a second.
Oh, right. Okay.
All right, Leon, you walk in, and there are 2 dwarves. You can hear the smith in the back just banging on something. And you hear the melodious tink 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 tink. And there's 2 dwarves sitting at the table, sitting at the counter. One of them is a female with a luxurious beard. She has light brown hair. The beard is braided in multiple braids with metal rings in it. And the gentleman sitting next to her has a beard that can only be described as unkempt at best. He kind of looks like he's got this really nice beard and head of hair, except he apparently continues to get electrocuted at any point randomly during the day. So it's just like this big mass of hair that's just there. A stark contrast to the woman sitting next to him. And she's like, greetings. Welcome. How can I help?
Yeah, we're looking to arm ourselves.
With what? An axe? A sword? A spear? Hatchets. You want a hatchet.
How many models I could feel around with, get a good sense for the grip, see what fits my hand.
Oh yeah, here at Hammerstones, we specialize in all forms of weaponry and armor. Right there, test that one out there, and she points to this pike. She's like, try that one. That one seems like a good size for you.
Yeah, Leon, I'll pick it up, see how it feels in his hands.
Oh, it feels nice. This is nice. It's big too. It's like this is kind of like, it's almost like a spear, but it's like, pole arm sized. And you're like, yeah, man, I could hit all kinds of stuff from here. And you're just kind of like, and there's plenty of space in the room for you to kind of twirl it around a little bit, get a feel for it. Feels really nice.
Okay. Yes, so Leon would spend some time doing that, going from weapon to weapon, just seeing if he gets a good feeling of one of them, one that seems real familiar to him.
And what about you, sir?
Oh, if you can find me a long sword and a shield.
What kind of shield? You want a targ shield? You want a buckler? You want a round shield? You want a kite shield? How about a tower shield? Would you like a tower shield? I could get you a tower shield. I mean, we'd have to make it, but...
No, I will take something. We'll take something for now to use it. I will... First, I believe you have long sword, right?
Oh, yes. plenty of long swords. But everybody uses a long sword. You sure you want a long sword? You look like a trident kind of person. You want a trident, don't you? Oh,
No,
no. And the guy, the guy dwarf goes, huh, trident. Everybody uses a trident. Give him a bident. Make him stand out.
what?
A bident. Basically, think of a trident with the middle prong missing.
So basically a pitchfork.
Yeah.
Oh.
Basically, but it's a...
It's a spear
Yeah,
that
well,
goes both ways.
Yeah.
yeah, I will said no, thank you. I will take the long sword and a shield if you have a
Well,
like a normal shield and a sword.
there's some over there.
Then I will ask how much the long sword.
Longsword? Well, I mean, you're just buying one off the rack, huh? You don't want a special longsword? You want one made specially for you?
If you're gonna give me a good price, I will see because
Well, what do you consider a good price? I mean, that's kind of offensive. You telling me that I don't charge properly?
No, yeah, because I don't want. I believe you make if you said a special weapon. What's the word that I don't want offense her about the price? Like I don't want to be offensive. Cheapen.
Charge a
I don't.
premium.
I don't want cheapen your items.
Or just tell her you're on a limited budget.
Yeah, yeah. I'm telling her that. I'm not in good budget. I have little budget in me.
Okay, that's fine.
But I can promise later on I will come back to see that special long sword you can make.
I didn't make anything. Sorry, I'm trying to get... There's an ad on the page that won't let me get out of this thing for some reason. I can't get to the price. Send feedback. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I just want to get to the price page. That's all I'm asking.
I've got the PHP open if you're looking for something.
Yeah, no, it's just that, yeah, I'm looking for the long sword and shield prices. Should be like 10 and 15.
Long
Yeah,
sword,
it's
15,
10
shield was 10, yeah.
Yeah. So 25 gold for the generic off the rack stuff.
25. There can any be discount on these two?
On these? No,
Yes.
that's a cost. I mean that's the generic stuff. That's pretty much the cost of the metal plus a little bit so we can buy more. That's about all you can get there. Now, if you were to order something special, then we could talk haggling prices, and maybe you have something to trade, or you know, some sort of item you're willing to part with that will make the deal a little more special. But I mean, if
Do you
you're
like do you like crab meat?
no,
Then I believe there's nothing I have I can
oh,
part with it.
Are you trying to offer crab thermidor for a sword?
She asked me, I answered her like.
It's a fair comment.
So yeah, I will just for now. I will ask her just like how much will be the special long sword.
well, if you want to, well, what kind of longsword do you want? I mean, do you want it to be just, or do you want it to be light? What kind of materials do you want it made out of? Do you want it to do you want it enchanted? We would have to send that out, of course, but um, we can
Sim
do.
will take. No, I don't. I will not waste your time if I'm not gonna buy it. So I'm gonna like I will take the coin. I will count 25 gold and I will hand that, and I will see if like I will thank her. Thank you so much, and I will take the shield and the long sword.
Okay, add shield and longsword. Mark off the 25 gold. Leon, did you find anything that you
Um,
liked?
I was going to ask you that. Does handling any of these weapons spark any sort of remembrance in Leon?
Um, you know what? Give me. Let's see here. Uh, high or low?
Let's go high.
All right, high or low?
Let's go high. It's Leon. Always on the top.
Yeah, so you start messing around with these things, and the little weapons like the short swords and the scimitars and stuff are just not. They're like
It's not time.
they're like they feel flimsy in your hand. You're like, nah, this is not what it's. You pick up a couple of shields and kind of like move them around. You're like, nah, this doesn't feel right. Like this is not. Like you're a headstrong kind of guy, and you're like, so you start messing around with like the bigger pole arms and two-handers, and you're like, the maul feels really good, but it's just lopsided for some reason. Like it doesn't feel balanced enough. The great sword feels pretty good. The axe feels really good. The glaive, when you pick up that glaive, you're like, yeah, this is
it.
This is what I got going on, buddy. This is like it's balanced just right. Like you can feel it. Like when you step into it, you can just put your whole body into this blade. The one you pick up is more bardish shaped. If you know the difference between those.
I don't, but I can look it up later.
Yeah. Well, bardish is more like a giant. It's got more of a rounded edge, where the glaive has more of a sharpened point on the end of it. You can look them up and see the difference. There's not a lot, but the bardish is actually more. It's got a spot. Think of a Klingon bat'leth if it was attached to a pole.
I got you.
But it's round, like it's the rounded version where you can hold it behind the blade, whereas the glaive you can't do that. It's mounted on. The glaives are mounted to the pole, where the bardish kind of has like that axe sticking out.
Attached to it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That sounds up Leon's alley.
Yeah. You start messing with that, and you're like, yeah, I can get behind this. Like you can just feel yourself running, jumping, and cleaving into something with this thing. You're like, yeah, this is what.
This is the one. No, I'll carry it over to the Lady Dwarf. Yeah, this is the one.
Ooh, glaive or bardish. That is. See, finally somebody that's got some style. And the guy's like, yeah. Do you want? We can make you one of those. I mean, that one's fine. That'll kill things. I mean, but do you want one that's like, sized for you? Maybe take some measurements. Get you a half that's just the right grip. Get you some embellishments on it or something.
Absolutely, let's do that.
Oh, all right. Tell me what we'll do. He comes out from behind the counter, and he comes up to your chest. Like you thought he was like a normal sized dwarf, but this guy, if he's barely taller than a gnome, right? But just as wide.
Right.
And he comes up and he's like, hold still. He's like, let me see your hands. And he takes a hold of your hands. He's like, oh, pop your claws. He's like, he's taking them. He starts feeling them. He puts his hand up against yours. He starts, kind of like rubbing your hands, trying to get the feel of where your curve of your hand is. He goes, now, grip onto this. He hands you this big log. Like it's not even a haft. It's just like this log. He just cut down a tree and he's like, here, hold this. He sees it and he kind of figures out where your grip is a little bit. And he goes, all right, stand still. And he stands up next to you and he goes, stick your arms out like this. He basically sizes you up for about 10-15 minutes, making you stand in all kind of weird poses. And you're like, this is really odd. And he's like, okay, I got it. And he's like, 4 days?
4 days. Well, thing is, we got some plans lined up now. Could I make a down payment and you give me a loaner in that time?
Well, I tell you what. I'll sell you that for 15. Or tell you what, I'll sell it to you for 20, and we'll put half of that. You bring it back to me. Or at least bring the blade part back, and we'll take half of that cost off of your new one.
Deal.
All right.
Look, do you have 40 gold?
This is costing me 20 right now.
Oh, okay. Then well, let's hope we find a job that will get us more gold. And I will look to this dwarf. Can I swing this long sword?
Yeah.
Then you're gonna see him holding the shield and taking the long sword and swinging.
Who are you
Hmm.
swinging it at?
No, just swing
Oh,
there.
well, you rolled. I was like, what are you? Who are you? You
Yeah, just like
aiming at this guy's head?
no. I believe even if I aim it, it will be miss. So
Yeah, no, it feels good.
hmm,
He's like,
excellent.
he looks at Leon. He looks at you and goes, "Hey, uh,
What?
Leon." He's like, "Hey, come here." He kind of motions you down. He's like, "Are you happy with that armor? Because that wasn't made for you, was it?"
It was not, but it's serviceable, and I don't think I'm in a position to upgrade right now,
Oh,
as
well,
much as I'd like to.
I tell you
But
what.
I have a job lined up. Maybe on the tail end of that, we can talk.
Okay, because that's. He's like, "Come here, turn around,"
Yeah.
and you hear a shink, like like you hear a sharp blade come out, and you feel him tugging on the back, and he starts cutting on it a little bit, and you're like, "Oh, that feels better." Like he made he rounded out the edges where your tail is, right? And you're like, "Oh my, that's so much better."
It's like the thing where you've had it so long you didn't even know it was uncomfortable at that point.
Yeah, you're like, "Yes, this is. I'm not dead. This is fine." Oh. You're like, you can feel like it feels like he made some adjustment, like some kind of adjustment to where your legs move properly some more, like it doesn't cramp. You're like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "On the house, man. Just that's. I can't stand this. I can't stand to see somebody uncomfortable in armor. It's annoying. That's just. I'll see you. I'll see you when you're done with your job. Don't forget."
Oh yeah, you'll be my first stop.
All right.
So 20 gold now.
Yep, 20 gold now. Take your Bardish. It operates as a glaive, but it looks different.
I'll I will ask him if there's a store that can buy meat, a sea meat,
Sea meat?
like a crab.
Oh, yeah, the fishmonger down the street. I'm sure he's looking
Thank you
for
so.
some.
Yeah, thank you so much. You've been very helpful for
Okay.
us.
Echo and Dan, what are you guys up to?
If you don't have anything that you need, I would just need to find I think a general store would probably be the best place to start at least.
I'm here to accompany you, so you wander around and I'll follow you about.
So yeah, I would just keep an eye out for a general store.
Yeah, there's
That just looks like it sells like adventurous supplies.
it's the one right over here. It's the one with the purple one right to your left, right there. It's the nice halfling lady.
Oh, okay. By the way, whilst we're wandering about, I'll also have a look around and see if there's anything sort of sparkly about, jewelry. That's
Oh yes, there's tons of stuff. This is a market.
Well, when we're finished in here, we'll just have a little wander around the market, if that's all right, before we go back to the inn.
Yeah. You walk into the store. It's right next to it's like they're like it's like an open booth right next to Jennifer's tailor shop. You're like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" It's a human. He's sitting behind the counter.
Hi, I am looking to purchase something solid and pointy that is good for poking into locks so that the lock will open.
What kind of establishment did you take me for? Are you with the guard? Are you trying to get me in trouble?
No, I am looking to buy something solid and pointy to poke into locks so that they open. I have some locks that I need to open. They are mine. They belong to me. I just need to open them, and I have lost the key.
Likely story. Get out of my shop. Go on.
I will roll deception.
He doesn't care. He doesn't.
Oh god.
He's like, go on, get!
Okay, as we're sort of walking away, I'm just gonna sort of go like, huh. Orion did tell me that I may need to be careful about asking about these things. Echo, you understand, right? That I'm not going to use it for anything bad. It's just that if we find any doors that we need to open, why don't people understand that?
Dan, personally, I make no judgment. But you know what people are like. People are judgmental and they're idiots. And they jump to all those kinds of wrong conclusions. So, not to give them anything to jump to a wrong conclusion about.
About that time, a small child bumps into you, Dan. He's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Inside check.
I'm going to make a perception check to see whether or not that kid is picking Dan's pocket, because I have a very high suspicion.
Yes,
they are.
he totally is, because the little bastard rolled a 1.
Can I roll dexterity to like grab his hand?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, when the DM rolls a 1, what happens? Yeah, you grab him.
Just like having done it almost instinctively.
Yeah.
And just had like claws like slightly digging into his arm and like bearing fangs and then just being a little bit like, ah.
And all of a sudden he goes,
why were you trying to do that?
all of a sudden the little kid goes, hey man, just let go of my hand. All right? It's not a mistake. You look down and you notice that it's not actually a kid, it's a smaller halfling. dressed as a child.
Okay, I will.
I'm going to cast friends on.
Can you tell me where I might be able to purchase something solid and sharp that I can poke into locks so that they will not be locked anymore?
Yeah, I could do that. I could totally do that. Follow me.
Check.
Yeah, go ahead. He gets a wisdom save for that.
He would roll deception if he's lying.
No, he's not lying. He does know. He can do that.
Do we really think that following this guy down a dark alley is a good idea, Dan? I'm just saying.
You're starting to sound like Orion.
Yeah.
Orion will say that.
I haven't done anything to you guys. You guys are the most paranoid group of people. I feel like I'm playing like Cthulhu or something right now, where you guys are like afraid to open the door. It's like, I'm going to open the door and there's going to be a zeitgeist behind it. That's just...
No. I woke up. I've got no memory. I was on a beach surrounded by weird people.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna be a little bit iffy.
Oh yeah. The flaming chick is the one that's telling everybody else they look weird. Rock chick.
I don't look weird to me.
Well, that's understandable. Yeah. So what are you guys doing? He's totally your friend.
He's totally my friend. Well, look. Yes.
Well, you have advantage on charisma checks for it.
Okay. Well, I'd like to. Why don't you pick us somewhere where my friend can purchase a useful set of files or
yes,
tools?
Yes, absolutely.
Help him.
Yes, we're going there right now.
Mm-hmm. Right. Dan, let's follow this young man.
Okay. Okay, I think that is a good idea because he is our friend. And Dan's going to like gently squeeze his wrist as he sort of says that.
Yeah,
and then let go. And
No-
follow this guy.
no need to get all cranky. Um,
Oh,
So-
no.
so he leads you to here. We will put if you guys could put yourself over here by the little green on the right hand, the left hand side, the little green tree and park on the left.
Okay. So, I can't see anything. It's saying 50%. Loading alleyways 50% for me.
All right.
Whereas I just have a black screen.
I do not own any token on this screen.
Yeah, you don't learn a token on the screen. Let me put you on the screen. That's fine. Echo.
Mm-hmm.
Dan. Is that better?
Right. Well,
Is that better or worse? One
Yeah, I can
or
see.
two?
Now see, I am on the map.
Oh yeah.
Took me a little while to find me on the map, but I found myself.
All right. We are going to use commoner number 1 here as your minion.
Halfling friend.
Yes. We should make sure. Let me do this. Turn this off. Turn this off, so everybody can see everything because it's daylight outside. There we go. Yeah, he starts wandering through here. How closely are you guys following him?
15, 20, 50, so 10, 15 feet behind him.
Sure. He finally leads you over to this alleyway, right? Yeah, right over here.
Right, Dan.
It's like, so, you're looking for a.
I'm looking for something solid and pointy that I can
Yes,
put into
solid,
locks so
solid
they'll
and
not
pointy.
locked anymore.
Right in here, and he leads you into this this room, this one in the caddy corner. He's like, yeah, right on in here. You enter a room that looks like part of a store that doesn't have anything in it except a table with 3 other halflings sitting around it. And he walks in and goes, hey guys, this little fella would like, what was it? Something sharp and pointy that you can open locks with. I told him we could totally help him. And the other, a couple of the other ones like, yeah, we can help him. Are you? He's like, one of the other ones looks like he's a little bit older. He goes, hold on. Are you a member of the guild, boy?
Do I need to be?
Well, yeah. I mean,
This is a guild of people who put pointy things into locks so that they aren't locked anymore.
we're a guild of people who put pointy things into other things, which may or may not be locks and other things.
I am here to make a purchase. I did not know that I was going to have to join a club.
Oh, well, I mean, think of us as like a club. Yeah, that's right, a club. A club where you can purchase items that may or may not be sold by other merchants, and where you can sell things that you might happen to find, I don't know, laying in the street, washed up on shore, fell off a truck, fell off the back of a wagon, happened to find inside one of those rooms that you unlocked with your sharp pointing thing.
Okay, I'm not really sure if we're going to be here in the city all that long. Is this a guild that's based primarily here, or do you have locations elsewhere?
Well, we have locations. We have locations elsewhere. This is one of the we're one of the larger chapters of our club.
Okay, I just would hate to join up and then leave the city, and it felt like it had all been a waste of time.
Oh, no. It wouldn't be a waste of time. You would get what you want. We would get our club dues, and that's how things work. What about your lady friend there?
Oh, I'm just a spectator.
Oh. Well, there's
There's one thing the guild loves, it's spectators.
yes. So you're just a friend, huh?
I'm a friend of this gentleman here. I'm here to accompany him. He is
He's that
a
kind of
member
friend.
of my.
So that kind of friend. Okay. That's fine.
Look at me, and then look at him, and then decide whether or not he's likely to be that kind of friend.
Hey, we don't judge. Bob here's married to a satyr, so
Of course he is.
and you know what they're like.
I'm very confused by your sales pitch here.
What?
I want to buy something sharp and pointy to help me open locks, and you are telling me that I need to join a club and pay dues instead of just selling me something. Why would I agree to that?
Because if you don't join the club, you're not allowed to open things with sharp and pointy things. It's kind of an unwritten law that if you're not in the club, you can't open locks that are locked or doors that are locked.
Is this the Locksmith's Guild?
Yes, among other things.
Are you sure it's the Locksmith's Guild?
And
Because I don't see any insignia that indicates that it is.
and it not the locksmith's guild that we're talking about, that you were talking about joining here. You can excuse me. I'm going to say to the half. Excuse me. Can I just have 2 minutes with my friend here? And I'm going to put my hand round Dan's shoulder and sort of walk him as forcibly as necessary over the.
Oh no, you're inside the building.
I'm going to go. I'm going to.
You
say
won't.
to the guys.
The other halfling that brought you over here is standing in front of the door.
Okay, look. I need 2 minutes with my friend here.
Oh, go ahead. There's a space away from the table you can stand in the room.
Okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to physically put my hand around his shoulder and, as if necessary, drag his little ass into the corner and say, I'm saying this and I'm 4'8". This is a thieves' guild.
I'm well aware.
You're talking. Okay, well, they're not going to be very happy if you tell them that you're not going to join. Just so we're both aware about this.
I don't like the insinuation that because I want to open a couple of doors, I'm automatically a thief.
I love this guy.
Totally understand this.
We should find the locksmith guild. They'll sell me some lockpicks.
Okay. In which case, how would you suggest we leave here without having to do something to these people? Because they ain't going to want you to leave without joining.
And Dan is going to reach down into his pocket and touch the mummified hand
Yeah.
and speak a word of power in the goblin tongue
Okay.
and cast
Wait to see it.
Oh god.
and so from around him comes like wisps of smoke that then form up into these 3 floating sort of flame skulls that are just gently sort of spinning around him. I will not do anything to them, and they will not do anything to me. Or they will face the wrath of my little friends here. Won't that be fun? Now we ask them if we can leave.
No, that won't be fun. That would be bad. If it kicks off with these guys, we're talking about kicking off with the Thieves Guild in this city.
Okay, so when the flame skull starts swirling around, this little green goblin dude over in the corner, and he menacingly says, "I'm not going to do anything to them, and they won't do anything to me because of my little friends here." The guy at the door and the other. Oh wait, I forgot one. Yeah. So the guy at the door, and the 3 guys, the 2 other people, the 2 of the people at the table, both are visibly shaken and kind of pop up out of their chairs and back away, and like they're making those little symbols like back. The other gentleman at the head of the table that's been speaking, kind of kicks his chair back a little bit and draws out a short sword, and the guy at the door pulls out a small dagger, and the guy goes, "Hold on there, friend. We don't want any trouble here."
Then we are in agreement. I came here to make a purchase.
And you
Can
know
we do
what?
that?
Absolutely, we can do that. Bob. Yeah? Sell the man what he wants. You see Bob he skirts the edge of where he thinks your range is. Like he's like close to the wall, kind of scoots around, goes behind the counter. You see him open up a chest, and he goes, "So how many did you want, sir?"
Just the one set. Enough that I can keep my friends safe. We travel, and sometimes there are doors that need opening or trapped. I'm not going to steal anything in the city while I'm here. I won't break your unwritten rule.
I heaven forbid. Here's 2. That'll be 35, and the other, he starts to say, he's like 35, and the guy at the door shakes his head, and he goes, 25 gold pieces.
Thank you. And Dan will take the 25 gold out of his pocket and basically empty out 5 gold pieces and just like slip those into his pocket and then just toss the coin pouch across. I was just trying to, again, look fierce and intimidating.
Yeah. Make an intimidation check. You have advantage on Bob and his friend. You don't, however, have on the other two. Oh, good. Okay. So, nope. These dice do not like me today. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's everybody. Everybody is visibly shaking except for the guy that has been speaking. He's like, "No need to get angry. We understand. Just."
I'm gonna use this on the guy who seems calm. I'm casting Charm Person on him, basically.
Oh,
I've
good.
got it.
So charm person. Let's look that up,
Yeah,
shall we?
DC 14.
I'm waiting for it to come up. Charming. Okay. Sure. Oops. Well, I did a dumb thing, so you guys will all have been booted from Foundry for a moment.
See you in a few.
I clicked the X button instead of just closing out that tab. That's the downside of running it in Chrome. Yes, Ariston, it is franchised. All right.
You know,
I'm,
interesting point. I don't think Leon has been around or been conscious whenever Dan has used any magical abilities.
No, he hasn't.
In Leon's mind, Dan is just a small little goblin kind of guy with a stick.
Yeah, who likes to poke things with a stick and collect animals, like and open doors. Like that's Dan's job. Like Dan will open doors. when Dan decides to go off during combat, Leon's gonna lose his shit. You see Echo, you reach deep into your heritage and pull this and you know become graceful and dazzling, except for the fact that this halfling apparently doesn't care. He's like, now why did you have to do that? We were all friends
to
here.
make sure
We were all friends.
to make sure that we were linked.
Well, see, I was, but now I'm going to have to ask you for your stuff.
You're not going to get it. Do you really want to go down this path, young man?
I'm going to look him dead in the eye and activate my form of dread.
Okay. Go ahead.
Stop taking fight!
Oh.
Oh god.
And what does your dread form resemble again? It's some aspect of your...
It's mostly just been the eyes. They go sort of like cloudy and milky.
Okay. Roll another intimidation check.
I give him advantage on this because I've got proficiency in that.
Well, no, you can't help. You can't help with this. You do have an advantage though.
I'll roll again then. So yeah, 16.
Yeah, he's like, oh, yeah, just he kind of motions to the other guy. He's like, yeah, just go, just leave, don't bother us. Go on. He kind of like scoots. He like steps back from Dan and just like, go on.
Okay, I'll let Dan do his door thing. And, as a kind of parting shot as I'll leave, I'll say, we'll keep out of your way if you keep out of ours. I'll just leave.
And yeah, Dan just like keeps a steely-eyed like glare on them all as he like closes the door behind and then like follows along behind Echo, and she just hear him starting to hyperventilate as he's like, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do?
Next time you're going to do something like that, let's have a little chat about it first. Because that
sorry, I don't know what got into
nearly
me.
as well as I was hoping it was going to.
At least
Get out of
I
here.
got what I needed.
Yes, indeed. Which is a good thing. And I'm skedaddling as fast as I possibly can in this general direction. This way. And very much in this direction. And I'm keeping an eye on behind me, hoping that Dan is following closely.
Okay, so back to our
And
friends.
after that, my appetite for shopping has been diminished. I think we're going to go back to the Fat Goblin. If there's anything else you need to buy, Dan?
And Dan like hesitates for a moment, like one hand hovering towards his pack, and then like reconsiders, like, no, nothing else.
Okay. The other two knuckleheads, what have you decided to do while they're busy picking a fight with the Thieves Guild?
Leon's doing some lunges and squats now that he has the extra mobility.
Actually, there's something. If Dan told me and Leon that I told us that he will go to some sort of pet shop. So Oren doesn't know about he gonna go buy some pointy metal stuff to.
Yeah. You said you wanted to sell that. The last thing you asked was about selling that fish, the crab meat.
Yes, that's what I'm gonna do.
All right, you go do that. I'm going to go look for a jewelry shop. We'll meet up back at the bar.
No problem.
All right. So you find the fishmonger. He's willing to give you 2 silver a pound.
2 silver. I will try to bargain with him because I believe I crit. Like I bring all the meat. Who's the one who did the survival check? I don't remember. But I mean, like we did a good job for bringing
Yeah.
a good meat.
Yeah. Well, you
So-
got a lot of the meat. It's whether he needs it or not.
Oh, so the pound is like £6 the total.
Yes.
Okay.
That'd be 1 gold,
Oh.
2 silver.
1 gold and silver. Okay, I
Yeah,
will hand
yeah.
him the meat and.
Well, he takes the barrel of salted crab meat from you.
Yeah, thank you. And I will first. I will look if I can see Leon. Like if there are any jewelry.
Yeah,
Store
the
near.
shops are around the central. Those kinds of shops are around the central. Those little tents, the blue and green tents.
Yeah, if Leon is still there, he will just join him and leave together to the fat goblin.
Yeah. Leon, you find a nice jewelry. I mean, there's a couple of people who are selling trinkets and stuff. What you looking for?
I want to get an appraisal of the necklace that I have.
Oh. Okay. Sure. You find somebody who's that can't possibly be right. I got a 1. I rolled with advantage,
Out.
which means I rolled 2 1s.
Yep.
Well, dice gods have made their decision.
Yes. This isn't worth anything.
Okay, so yeah, I wasn't looking to sell. I was looking to get information on it, but
Yeah,
it's not out there.
Yeah, this guy's like, it doesn't look like anything to me.
All right. So I will, after that's done, head back to the tavern. I guess Orient will catch up with me at some point.
Okay, so Dan and Echo, where are you guys going after this?
I'm heading back to the Fat Goblin. I think I can't see any reason for me to. I don't think I'd be in the mood to do much shopping after the close call with Thieves Guild.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe just like keeping an eye out to make sure we're not being followed
Huh.
as we head back.
Perception checks. if you're doing that.
I'm definitely going to do that.
Yeah, you don't appear to be being followed. Yes, you guys arrived back at the Fat Goblin. We're going to put everybody on this map here real quick. Which of course,
Our usual table in the corner.
and we are at the almost 3-hour mark, so we're going to take a small break for everybody to refresh their drinks, take a bio break, and we will return in about 10 minutes.
Alrighty.
We're back. We're back. All right, everybody, we're back.
On the walk back to the Fat Goblin, I will suggest to Dan that we don't mention that we've pissed off the Thieves Guild. That's information that they do not need to know.
For the moment, it might not come to anything. If they're sensible, they won't want to be telling their superiors that they got screwed over, so they might not even say anything. But if they come after us, then we need to let
Yeah,
Lenorian know.
Let's forward that stream when we come to it.
I agree completely. For now, we keep it quiet.
Yeah. Just, you know.
Forgot to write something down. Hold on a second. I'm putting down the names of the guys from that you met in the Thieves Guild.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you need to do that? It's not like they're going to come back up again.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah.
that'll never come back up on the stream again. Not ever. You guys will never meet them again.
Why
just
don't I believe you?
Just want to check as well, how long has it been? Because the spell I cast lasts for an hour and I don't know how to dispel it.
Not an hour. Probably about half an hour.
So I still have 3 flaming skulls just gently circling
Yeah,
me.
it's scaring the ever-loving shit out of people. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, if it lasts, you don't know how to dispel it. Okay. So after about, once you get into the city proper from the slums area where you are, there's a couple of people start pointing and you're basically causing a disturbance, and a couple of guards come over and go, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Is that necessary?
No. It's also not entirely voluntary. I don't know how to make them stop. I'm just going to like bat.
So you don't know how to make them stop. So you're not in control of the flaming skulls. Okay, we're going to have to ask you to come with us.
I really don't know if that's a good idea. See, I think they're defending me. And if you try doing that, they might attack you, and I would hate for that to happen.
Are you threatening a member of the city guard?
I am beseeching you that I do not want you to be hurt. It is not a threat. It is just a statement of I can't control them. So I can't guarantee your safety.
Or one of the other guards, there's 2 guards that are right there. The other guard looks at you, Echo, and goes, are you with him?
Yes.
Boy, that took a minute, didn't it? Should go leave Dan hanging out to dry. Who this guy?
No, yes. I'm with him, yes. He honestly, he's no threat to anyone, and he's no threat to the local populace. I would heartily recommend, and I would really suggest that you just leave him be and everything will be fine.
So you guys are like performers or something, right?
Exactly. In fact, I have sung here on a number of occasions, and he's my scary prop.
Oh. Okay. Where you guys do your act at?
Well, sometimes right here at the inn. In fact, perhaps this evening
You guys aren't quite at the inn yet. You guys aren't at the inn yet.
No. But back at the Fat Goblin Inn, perhaps you'll be able to catch our show later.
That might be something to watch. All right, well, try just to not scare the kids as much, okay?
Yeah, he's got. It'll all be gone in about 25 minutes. I promise.
Okay. You should really not do that in the city limits.
In broad
Like
daylight.
keep it,
Yes,
keep it during the show. Okay. No practicing that
Yeah.
out here in
No.
public. All right. This is your warning.
I promise.
But if we catch it,
Yeah, no, I got it. I got it. Dan, just follow me, and I'll kind of usher him in the general direction of the fat goblin, and then I'm going to basically wander with him around the fat goblin in the trees until the skulls go away before taking him back into the inn.
okay. Sounds good. All right, you guys
Okay.
get back inside the inn. What are you doing?
Orion, did we meet
We're
all
gonna wait.
together?
Huh?
Sorry, go ahead, Sai.
We are. I was going to say, are Leon and Orient back from their weapon
Yeah.
purchasing trip?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
back.
Okay, cool. Well, in which case, we're gonna sit here and we're gonna wait until our friendly innkeeper tells us that his business contact has turned up.
It'll be about another hour.
We'll
So,
hang out and wait.
Yeah, I will speak how things happen and how did you find any information of. So, Dan, did you know about anything about your fish rat?
Didn't manage to find out anything about that.
Oh, okay.
We got a little sidetracked. I was going to ask if there's anybody who does magic in the area, but, well, it's probably better to try to get the lay of the city a bit better before we go poking around. Echo is right. We don't want to risk upsetting any dangerous people.
What? Dan,
We're here.
Dan, you said upsetting people. Did someone been upsetting?
No, everything's fine. And I will roll deception.
I cannot make it as tight.
This is just Dan being Dan. There's nothing.
No, that when Dan do something, he show up. I cannot beat that. For fun of it, I will try.
Dan, it's okay. You have 3 very capable people here around you that will keep you
Nope.
safe.
Yeah, honestly, no problem. Everything's just fine.
This is the reason I asked you to go with Dan.
She's
So
absolutely, and I made sure that he didn't get into any trouble. And I'm going to get up and start going over here and performing before he starts asking any more questions.
Just to abide with the lie, Dan is going to be like just doing a little goblin jig to the music so that he's part of the performance.
Get advantage because I've got a prop.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then it's a 20.
There's not that many people in here, so.
That's right. I'm not looking for too much money. I'm just kind of establishing for any kind of city watch and anybody who asks that I do perform in here on a regular basis.
Yeah. It's fine.
like, Orient doesn't know if anything like not know, but like he will look to Leon. There's something happened, but I don't know what it is.
Oh,
Like
by the way, I meant
Leon.
to ask you.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Carrie, I was just going to ask you: am I proficient in scimitar, or is I've just because I've got one, or is it a weapon that I don't know how to use?
I believe that you are
I think it's on the bard list.
Yeah, it should be under your proficiencies list.
It is,
Right.
I believe, Scimitar's finest weapon.
It's not unless you're specifically a swords bard. So
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Simple weapons, crossbows, long swords, rapiers, and short swords. So no.
I mean, does the scimitar... Okay, in which case then I probably need to go and buy myself a short sword at some point and swap out the scimitar for it. We can do that another time.
Yeah,
It's not
you
like
have
I've got to go
disadvantage
to
with all
hand-to-hand combat.
attacks while you're using the scimitar, though.
Okay. Well, if I do, I've got a dagger, so worst case scenario is I can always pull that out and stab somebody with it.
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna hand over the scimitar to. Well, I'll put the scimitar in my pack, sort of thing, and say, look, I'm not going to be using this. I'll sell it later.
You see Karn come downstairs. You haven't seen her for like 2 days. Since she told you guys to, since she paid you guys. She comes down, she's like, hey, Lothgar, I'm leaving. I'll see you in a couple weeks. And he's like, yeah, whatever. And she starts to head towards the door. She notices you guys. She's like, hey, are you guys coming back or not?
I think we're
Don't.
gonna hang around here.
Oh, okay then. Well, good luck to you.
To you too.
Yeah, if we got anything for you, we'll leave a message here for you if we need to get in touch.
Okay. And she heads off.
Did she get a new cart?
No, she's driving the same one.
Take the tank back home.
Rick,
Yes.
remember how my character sheet was previously?
Yes, I changed it.
It went back to the old way because I can't see half my stuff if it's in this format, whereas in the old
Right.
format I can.
Okay, I can fix it. I can put it back. I put it there because I was checking your
That's
proficiencies.
cool.
I'm sorry.
It's just no, that's all good, mate.
It was on this one. The tidy sheet. There you go.
Thank you very much.
Oh, there it is. I couldn't see it for... I didn't scroll down. Yeah. I was just looking for your stuff.
Yeah.
So, Leon,
Yes.
how the weapon you're using now?
Good. Let me. I need to do a practice roll with it anyway, so let's take a test swing. It's all right. It's all right. I think I need to get back in the hang of using the weapon this big.
I believe it have long reach.
Yeah. It's give me some versatility out there. Get the wrath before they get to me. You know.
Excellent. That you don't need to come very close to the enemy.
Yeah. Looks like it's not adding my proficiency though, so let me go look at that. There we go. Yeah, you see you got a sword and shield. Is that you comfortable with that? You like doing the one-handed?
For a moment, like you see him holding the long sword. Just I want to make sure if I hit someone, it will keep it down. Not like with a scimitar. I didn't feel good with the scimitar.
Yeah, it's a bit of a flimsy weapon. More flat function, really.
And for the shield, to make sure to stand a little bit, to not make sure not to fall easy.
So yeah, it's always good to have something between you and the bad guy.
Mm-hmm. In my case, that will be you.
While you guys are there, this burly gentleman with extremely dark hair walks up to Lothgar and he's like, "Hey, Lothgar," and Lothgar's like, "What?" He's like, "I'm oh God, I hate using that voice. It's so annoying." He's like, "Yeah, I'm here about the adventurers you told me about." He's like, "Oh yeah, they're over there." It's like, "Oh, okay." And he walks over to where your table is. He's like, "Hey, I'm Cromash Frostbeard. I hear you guys are adventurers."
You can say that.
Hmm.
I'll stop.
But
As soon
would
as
you
one of
say
them
that?
starts chatting with
I say, oh, we are adventurer. How may I help you?
I need something returned that was stolen from me.
From who?
you.
Yes, it was stolen from me.
Yeah, I know, but who did stole it?
Oh, I don't know. That's why I'm hiring somebody to find it and bring it back.
You mean to tell me that there are thieves operating in this city?
It's probably just one or two unassociated people.
Yes, there's quite a few ne'er-do-wells that live around here.
Trying very hard not to snort behind my hand.
Well, what is that you stole? What's that thing?
I didn't steal anything. It was stolen from me.
Yeah, what is it? It is
It was a
What-
family
what
heirloom.
is the
Money.
item?
It was a family heirloom.
What is the item that you want to do?
Oh,
Okay,
Uh,
so that
it's-
would you care to narrow it down a little further?
It's a family heirloom. It's a small silver goblet with rubies and emeralds in it.
And where the last time you saw it?
Is it 6 inches tall? 10 inches tall?
Oh,
How big is it?
It's finely crafted, and it's it's like this big, and those guys stole it from the from my warehouse where I keep my stuff.
Okay. Do you have any other information that might be pertinent to us finding you?
Yeah. I heard that Everett Two Thumbs was in on the job.
Everett Two Thumbs.
Yeah.
Would he happen to be a halfling?
Now that you mention it.
Okay. Thank you.
And it's going to be a stupid question, but just something we have to ask. This goblet is legally your property?
Why, yes. Yes, it is. It was passed down from my grandmother and my great-grandmother.
Go ahead, sorry. I'm sorry, Robert. Go ahead.
Yeah, is it just asking if I believe that?
Yeah, I'm giving
I don't know,
a
make
side
it-
glance.
If you don't believe me, make an insight check.
I believe your story.
Leon buys it.
Yeah, I will look to, like, the moment Echo said, "Is he a halfling?" Like, Orion just looked to her and said, "Do you know anything about? How did you assume he's a halfling?"
I've heard rumors that some of the members of the Thieves Guild in this city are members of the halfling race.
Oh,
I think that's all.
And hmm?
Just assume.
I know. I'm going off. I'm going off specific information rather than racial profiling.
Okay.
So, so okay. Do you know where they might location is?
I
Oh,
glance at Dan and say, "I have an idea where we might start to look."
Hmm. I will. Okay. I will turn to this person and tell him. Okay, we're gonna take your job, but before, how much you gonna offer us?
well, if you bring the ruffians to justice and return my item, let's see, uh, uh, 10 gold apiece.
10 gold apiece for return a family
Heirloom
heirloom.
that is
Is that
jeweled and crafted.
Yes.
you wanna tell? You wanna us take a job that we
Um,
might get a problem with the thieves.
so he sits down, he looks around the table, and he's like, he motions for you all to lean in, and he goes, look, I know I sound tough. I'm really not. I'm just a simple arts dealer. This thing has been stolen. If my client finds out that it's been stolen, I am going to be in so much trouble. I'm so scared. The thieves stole it. I don't know how to get it back from them. They're holding it for ransom. They say if I don't pay them, then they're going to tell my benefactor, and then he'll send people, and then they'll ransom it to him, and I'll be out of business, and I don't want to go out of
Okay,
business.
just calm down. There's a good fellow. Now, just one or couple of questions. One,
Okay,
how much are they asking for ransom?
2,500 gold.
And who can you get in touch with the person that approached you?
Yeah.
Excellent. What we're going to do is that you're going to tell them that you'd like to negotiate the return of it with the person who approached you previously, and then we'll be there for the meeting, and we'll take it from there.
Okay. I don't have a lot. I was told that you guys worked really cheap, so Lothar said that I should just offer you. So how much do you want? I can pay you. I can pay you 250 gold. That's all I have. Otherwise, I'll go. Otherwise, my business will go under.
That would be more than acceptable.
Okay.
You help us by getting all.
I'm sorry, you broke up there, son.
I said, don't worry. You set up the meeting with the
Sai,
Did you
you're
go?
here?
No, I didn't catch that last part.
Yeah. Okay, let me just connect and reconnect. 2 seconds.
All right. Wow, it put everybody back. That's so cool. Like you disconnected, everybody shifted, you came back, everybody went back right in the right spot.
Fantastic. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Fantastic. My suggestion is 250 is a fair price. We'll do it for that. He sets up the meeting with the halfling contact, and we'll take it from there.
Well, oh, okay. I don't have to be there for the meeting, right?
No, you just set the meeting up.
Okay. Tell you what. Here. Here's 50 of it up front, so you guys can pay for what you need to make sure that it all goes okay? Is that here. Here's for your. As he notices somebody walking in the door, he's like, here's your payment up front. You'll get the rest of it when you're done. And no screw ups. And he gets up and he rushes out the door.
Excellent. Well, we'll take the 50. We'll take 50.
Are you following him, Dan?
We'll.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Dan's gonna sort of chase after him and just like tug on his sleeve.
Yes. Yes.
You said you were an art dealer?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Do you appraise things at all?
Oh,
I have
absolutely.
something and I'm not quite sure what it is. And Dan will reach into his back and take out the bronze orb with the sort of runes on it.
His eyes get super huge. He goes, "Where did you get?" And he leans in. He's like, "Where did you get this? Oh my goodness!" He takes it. And he kind of looks at it, and he's like,
No, Dan is not letting go of it.
"Oh, he's like
he's holding it so he can see, but if he tries touching it, Dan's gonna like clutch it back tight to his chest.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've never seen one in person before."
Would you believe me if I told you I don't remember where I got it? But I know it's important, and I need to know what it is. And so anything you can tell me would help a lot.
Yeah, it's an Elder Rune orb. I don't even know where you would get those. Like they've been lost for ages, like forever, like beginning of time kind of thing.
So it's not like people know where they belong, that there's like a vault that they're all supposed to be in or something, because I think this one needs to go back where it needs to be, and I don't remember where I found it, and...
Oh, wait, hold on. Calm down, little guy. Calm down. I can do some research on it and let you know what I find out.
If you could, that would help a lot.
And could you bring it to my... Could you bring it to my shop? You can bring it by later to this afternoon or this evening, and it's because I would need to make an etching of the runes, so I can make sure I'm looking up the right thing.
Okay. Well, we'll need to find out from you when the meeting that you're going to set up is going to be and where we need to meet. So I guess we will meet you later to arrange that, and maybe you can take an etching of the runes then.
Yep.
Thank you. And Dan like stuffs it back down into his bag and just sort of spins on his heel and darts back inside.
You hear him as somebody else is walking towards her. He's like, "Yeah, you're not going to get a tip for opening a door for me," and marches off.
Dan, have you in that rune orb thingy in front at the...
I think so, because like one of the first things that Dan did when everyone was like on the beach was just like dig through his pockets and just be sorting through this junk.
One of the things, the ability you've got is this appraisal thing, like non-magical gems and art objects. I might be able to tell you what kind of value it is and who might be interested.
No, you can't, because it says non-magical.
Okay, and this is no, that's completely cool.
Yeah, you try and you're like, you can't figure it. Like, it's expensive, but you don't know how expensive. Like because all of you have the same thing. That's why Dan's like, this is really, really expensive, but I don't know where I got it or why I have it or what it's for.
I appreciate the sentiment, Echo, and I understand that obviously we're trying to make as much coin as we can while we try to figure out who we are and what we're doing. But I have a strong suspicion that I should not sell this. It's important.
When you mentioned selling, Dan, when you mentioned selling this, you can feel the mummy hand kind of twitches in your pocket.
Dan, calm down. You're so jumpy. We're in a bar. There's nothing going on. We're fine here.
So, Echo, did he tell when the meeting will be?
No, but I believe that that Dan spoke to him, and I'm sure that we'll be popping over there in a few hours' time or something like that. Perhaps tomorrow, once he's set up the meeting. Once he's set up the meeting, we need to get the details, and then after that, we can then attend the meeting and take things further from there.
Excellent.
All right. And with that, we're going to call it for the day. I noticed that it's getting almost impossible to see out of Robert's window. So
My window screens are a bit thicker mesh, so
yeah,
it's so hot down here that keeps the heat out in the summer.
yeah,
So they grab water, so it's just moisture.
yeah. Just I just want to give you a good chance to I noticed the time. It's also about 4:30 here. So we've been on for a while. We're going to go ahead and call it here while you guys are sitting around contemplating a paycheck of 200 gold with a visit to the people you may or may not have already had an encounter with today. While Dan is terrified and scared of what he might be in possession of.
Everybody can add 12 gold and 5 silver to their inventories.
Oh, and good news. You've leveled up.
Ooh, yay.
Awesome.
Yay!
You have successfully not died on your first adventure. Although you did give it the old college try. And a few fights there. You've managed to redeem yourselves admirably. You've managed to stare down the Thieves Guild with the least imposing member of your party doing the most imposing things he possibly can.
I don't think he's the least imposing when he starts getting all
No,
warlocky on.
you don't anymore. Like you've seen the scythe once, and the dread thing once, and now you've seen this flaming orbs in the dread thing in the eyes. Now you're like, this little bastard is scary as hell.
The little guy that needs to be protected.
Yeah, the little guy needs to be protected because Orient will continue to try to keep Dan out of trouble until he sees it. and I think Dan's going to be the one like, get away from me. The power of the darkness compels you. So we're going to go into our affirmations, which we do at the end of all of our games. And we're going to start this time with Robert, your favorite Leon moment today.
I like the blacksmith. I like trying out all the weapons and finding something from his past that he kind of connects to.
Anybody else?
Yeah, also, like, the idea is not just directly get what you know, go and try everything, feel how it's good in his hand. Yeah, it was like it felt it is Leon. This is what Leon was gonna do.
Although I have to say, my favourite Leon bit was gutting the crab. That was quite impressive.
I was going to say that was mine as well.
Yeah,
Like,
I
Dan
remember.
tips this crab onto its side, and Leon just like scoops it out.
That's it.
I remember that one. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, dude. Go ahead.
Yeah, I remember that Orion told, especially to Leon, Leon, be careful from the hall. Don't go. far,
Yeah.
Leon immediately goes to the hole.
Yeah, that was mine. It's like, everybody be careful around the hole. And Leon goes, hole? What hole? This hole? You mean the one right here that I'm going to stand right next to? I really am loving the way you're playing, Leon. I really like the headstrong, like the hiding the other thing was like, I'm gonna put these barrels back in front of this hidden door. I'm not any good at it, but this is what I'm doing. like Leon always takes the lead to do things, but his overconfidence gets the better of him sometimes.
Although to be fair, he has proven himself fairly formidable in combat. I mean, the first strike was a crit.
Oh, we just lost him.
Yeah, no, he said his power was flickering. He's just restarting his computer, so that's probably the reason for it.
Okay, well, Sai, your favorite Echo moment?
I think it was realizing in the inn that the people that we just finished pissing off were probably the people we're about to run into, and have to try and get this bloody goblet back off. And we're going to have to try and explain how I know these things to the rest of the party without them figuring out that we've actually pissed off the King of Thieves Guild already. That was my favourite moment so far.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I really just love the description of Echo like just grabbing Dad by the hand and like dragging him into a corner to be like, okay, stop. This is bad.
I felt like I felt like Mom there. It was like he was just sort of look, come along, look, listen, you do realise. And he was like, no, it's cool. I realise what's going on. I'm like, okay.
No, yeah, it was like, I realize what's going on, Mom. I just don't appreciate it.
Yeah, no, that was a good moment. That was a really good moment too. I enjoyed that with Dad.
I like when Orient told that Echo will be with Dan, and Dan was all time until they reached the Thief Guild. She didn't say anything, like she followed Dan, and in the moment, oh crap, we're in danger. Yeah, this is the moment that I felt that what Orient feel about Dan. That if he didn't stop him from the first, he will get himself in danger.
I actually liked Echo's interactions with the guard. The quick thinking, because it just goes to show